Yo, this is Bernard, aka the Scarlet Spider.
And this is Samir, the King in Black.
And welcome to another episode of the Angry Blerds podcast.
Where the nerds are black and the nerds are angry.
Elon, you out here tripping. Ain't nobody gonna pay for Twitter, homie. I don't care if it's $1. Why we gonna pay for something that once upon a time was free? Yeah, you saying this to reduce bots, but bro, you just fucking up the ecosystem for all of social media.
I mean, there'll be something to fill that void.
No, but I mean, yeah, there'll be something to fill that void, but Blue Sky is still in beta. So you got to get an invite for that spill, which was supposed to be Black Twitter, but you found out that it wasn't actually treated by a black person. That's still in beta. But this is what I mean. Like eventually Facebook is going to start charging for Instagram. And
why?
Might start charging. I mean,
no one's going to pay for Instagram.
They allow you to buy a verified blue check. Same thing Twitter did.
Yeah, but I ain't paying for the whole thing. Everybody don't pay for that.
But yeah, I'm just like, well, since we're already talking about the South African who Samir loathes with a passion, so I already said that Elon was, what you do?
Like I got a vendetta against the guy. I say he's a garbage person. That's all I'm saying. I don't lose sleep over the guy. I don't shake my fist at the dang you, Elon. He's just a garbage person. He's just a garbage person.
You might just see a tweet. You go full Captain Kirk. Elon! But, so, yeah. So, speaking of the man Samir, hates. So, apparently, I'm surprised you didn't tell us this. Grimes did voiceover work for Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah. I was meant to say something about that. But yeah, go on.
Elon decided to channel his inner colonizer and show up to, wherever they were doing the voice recordings with a 200-year-old gun and insisted they give him a cameo. And this is actually quoted from Walter Isaacson, who's working on Elon's memoirs. So it's like, bro, you showed up with the old flintlock pistol with the gunpowder, and
he said, I think in quote, he said something like, "I'm not armed, but I am dangerous." Something crazy like that.
Yeah, let me see if I can actually find a little bit more.
This fool is unstable. Also, let the record show, I don't hate Elon Musk. I just saying that if he was on fire, I would not exert the energy it would take to take a piss on him. That's all. But I don't hate the guy.
Yeah, he said he showed up to the studio wielding a 200-year-old gun and insisting that they give him a cameo. Isaacson said that Elon said, "I told them that I was armed but not dangerous." And though Grimes said the studio guys were like sweating. Ultimately, CD Projekt Red relented and seemed to have lent Musk's likeness to a non-playable character that enters the bathrooms of the Ahsoka Corporation at the start of the corporal life path for Cyberpunk 2077.
I didn't even remember that dude.
So, here's a screenshot. He's in the background. So the protagonist has the option to ignore the NPC or ask them while they're staring. The character has no response, irrespective of what the player picks, and exits the bathroom without any fanfare. So, yeah, Elon was there. I'm saving the screenshot so you guys can actually see it in the video portion of our podcast. But yeah, I mean, come on, man. Elon showing up with a 200-year-old Musk. And that's the name of the episode, by the way. I don't hate the Elon Musk. I mean, Samir.
Honestly, I don't like that title. I don't hate Elon.
I mean, that's all I got so far. I mean, it might change later on. Bro. So, did you look at the comments on the link that I've sent for that? So, someone like, but he got the cameo, right? Weird. Good man sounds fun. Sounds like him for sure. Elon, can I be in Cyberpunk 2? And can I wield this cool gun? When you're that rich, you don't argue, you duel.
So crazy.
Just as the founding fathers intended. Someone said living legends. Someone said a bunch of hater drones in this platform. It's like good grief. All right, so Samir, can you please tell us? I mean, give us a good story because Elon out here just wilding.
All right, I am going to go on a bit of a
Lord.
rant. Okay, so to contradict Bernard, because he swears that I don't like bad movies. I
so you
am
don't like Elon Musk?
No, I am a huge fan of Underworld, the whole series, right?
Yeah,
from the first one all the way up to the second one.
Yeah. So hold on, I got a quick question for you. So
yes,
did you have a 10-second time moment because you posted the same story twice within like the span of a half hour the day you posted it?
No, it was one post. Sometimes when you post links, it doesn't. The text just shows up instead of the actual.
No, the link showed up, dude. No,
right.
You posted
other times
links correlating. I know, but this time it was
there's definitely one story. There's definitely one. There's this one. This is one. Okay, so one was pertaining to the 20th anniversary. The other one's pertaining to the fact that there may be more movies coming. That's why.
Samir, I read both links. They say the same damn thing. It's just a different title because they're two different sources.
Look, the point is, sir. All right, I posted them.
The point is, I read and you didn't.
I did. No, I read them. I read one of them anyways. And the second one, I read like a snippet of it because I was going to go back into it later and never got around to it. Look, shut up. You got me all off track. Anyways, so I love Underworld, right? I love the aesthetic. I love the tone and, just the overall handling of that whole series. I think overall it would be better.
By a black man?
I mean, yeah, that's also cool. Like a lot of the visionary... Yeah, a lot of the vision of Underworld was actually credited to Kevin Grevue. Honestly, he said it's like he wanted something to juxtapose the sexiness of the vampires. So basically, the reason why we have the werewolves as they are, them being like hulking snout nosed beasts. Like that was his idea. And I thought it was a great well, what's what I'm looking for? I had a huge brain fart there, but
aesthetic,
the way they put a portrayal of the classic monster, and also his I'm sorry,
go on. I just want to say this real quick. You've seen Kevin Grevue in movies before Underworld. We had this conversation before.
Yeah, I know.
Remember,
he's been around.
He was in Men in Black 2. It was the Pineal Eye.
Yeah.
Remember when Kay started to get his memory back? He was the guy, lower your weapon, and Will Smith was like, no. Not ringing any bells?
Vaguely. Yes. Yeah, he was in the
pawn shop.
Yeah. So that's my train of thought. Yeah, anyways. So it was also his idea to make it a Romeo and Juliet sort of story, at least in the initial movie, right? Between Scott Speedsman's character and Kate Beckinsale's character. So I love everything about the entirety of the movies, pretty much. I think Underworld, the fourth film I wasn't crazy about. That was the weakest out of the entire series.
Michael Ealy was in it?
It wasn't because Michael Ealy was in it. It wasn't his fault it was bad. It wasn't his fault it was bad. But that was the weakest one.
No, well, like I said, Michael Ealy's good when it comes to film. It's just when he gets on television, that's when you need to be scared that your show's going to get canceled. Like, I'm surprised Bel Air's still going. Fingers crossed. Yeah, he was the dude who worked at the art place that Viv got in.
Oh, right. Yeah, he tried to slide in.
He tried to riz up on her.
Yeah, right. I can't remember that. Anyways, I love Len Wiseman. He's the one of the creators. He's the co-creator of this whole thing next to Kevin Grevue. And he stated recently that there's a possibility that we can get more Underworld. Now, Kate Beckinsale and Len Wiseman were married at one point, and they are now since divorced. She is done with Underworld. And what was that?
No, I said, ooh.
Yeah, so she's done. Like, she don't want to come back at all. She's doing other things. She's chilling, doing her own thing, right? And I feel we can either move on to a different medium like TV, video games, novels, or we can just recast her all together. I mean, I love Kate Beckinsale. She's great. I just think that maybe we can just move on with someone else.
Is that what you were going to say? Is that what you're trying to say on the line?
I said she's great. No,
that's 50.
She's aging like fine wine, sir. Honestly, if everybody ages like Kate Beckinsale, we won't need to worry about age in casting roles. All right. Anyways, in summation, I love Underworld, and I hope we get more films or TV show.
Bro, I forgot Scott Speedman was on Felicity.
Yeah, that's where you got to start. You got to start in Felicity.
Bro, only people I remember from Felicity are Kerry Russell and Amy Jo Johnson.
Of course,
but then again, I really didn't. Huh?
Of course, you remember those two.
I didn't really watch Felicity like that. I just because weren't those two roommates?
Yeah,
bro. I think I watched like half the first season, and that was it. Bro, Wentworth Miller was in Underworld.
Mm-hmm. Underworld had a good cast.
Michael Sheen.
Yes.
Oh, he got in there because of Kate Beckinsale. They were dating at the time. Then Lynn slid in there. No pun intended. Because she married Lynn literally a year after she and Michael Sheen broke up. But yeah, Underworld was one of those things I never really got into.
Well, you don't like vampires.
I don't have a problem with vampires, dude. I just don't like them. I'm not watching everything that's vampire related.
No one said you had to watch everything vampire related.
I know, but bro, you just because I didn't watch Interview with the Vampire, you just like, oh, that nigga don't like vampires.
My guy, it's like, you just don't. Okay, so Interview with Vampire specifically was some of the best vampire media fiction I've ever seen in a long time in terms of TV. That's probably, I'll be honestly, full stop, no cap. That's the best vampire TV show ever, hands down. Bam, right there.
What other vampire TV shows have there been besides the Vampire Diaries?
Vampire Diaries, True Blood, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel.
Blood. Well, I don't consider Buffy a vampire.
Forever Night in the 90s.
The fuck is Forever Night?
Google it.
All right, but yeah, I would love to get Kevin Greville on this podcast because I just want to talk to him about his whole run at Marvel because I don't know
1992 to 96.
Yeah, never even heard of it. He wrote a book that we read that took place after the initiative. And do you remember what that was?
Oh, which one was that? I know we talked about it. Which one? Refresh my memory.
Fuck, I can't remember. Funny thing is, I can't remember the name of the book because I can't remember the name of the team. New Warriors.
Oh, okay.
And he created Adam the Blue Marvel. And he's actually getting ready to write a comic with Charlemagne. I actually meant to bring this up like when it happened. So he actually AWA is basically it's a small independent comic company. So it's kind of like got the FUBU model. So it's for artists by artists. So like a lot of like writers and artists are going over there and they're working on their specifically creator-owned projects with like any backing, without no backing from like Marvel or DC or Image or any of those. So like Mike Diodaro's got a few books over there. I think Ed Brubaker is writing some stuff over there. But Kevin Greville and Charlemagne are working on a comic called Darkstorm. I don't remember the specifics about it, so I'll try to look into that and bring it up next time. But yeah, I just can't wait to see. Because they also have like a book. It's kind of like the Fantastic Four, but it's an all-black family. I can't remember what the name of it was.
The Antagonist?
I think that's it.
I want to read that. No, I knew I had that in my mind because I wanted to read that book.
Okay, but yeah, I've been meaning to check out a lot of the stuff over at AWA, but I'm so far behind on comics. It's just like I don't even think I can like really find the time to read something new because I barely got time to read the old stuff. Like I'm reading DC versus Vampires, and that came out like a year ago.
Yeah, more than a year.
No, it was a year ago because of the 12-issue miniseries. It just wrapped up 2 months ago. All right. So, hold on 1 second. All right. Don't worry. I'm cutting all that out. David S. Goyer, who we know for writing, The First Blade, Man of Steel, and a good chunk of the DCU. He says that he and a few other people over at Warner Brothers were pressured into building a cinematic universe to compete with Marvel after Man of Steel. So he said Warner Brothers was saying we need our MCU, and at one point they pitched the next 20 movies for the next 10 years, but none of them were written yet. And it's crazy how much architecture was being built on air. And that's not how you build a house. So we talked about this 2 weeks ago with SD. You should have slowed down because you can't introduce the Justice League in the email attachment.
No. So okay,
he's got a valid point.
Two things.
That's not how you build a house. You have to structure stuff out.
He's right. Yeah, he's right. It's not how you build. You can't build on air. But Warner Brothers was correct in that they needed to have something that
they did.
It just
but
sucked.
They rushed it.
Yeah, they rushed it.
Bro. So what? They tried to do what Marvel did in what? How many movies were in Phase 1 again? 5. Iron Man 1, 2, Incredible Hulk, Thor, Captain America, and Avengers was the tail end. So 6 movies.
Iron Man 2. And those 2 Iron Man, right?
I said 2. No, I said Iron Man 1, 2, Hulk, Thor, Captain America, Avengers. So
yeah, 6 movies in Phase 1.
Yeah. So they tried to do all that in 2 movies.
Yeah,
it's like, we're going to introduce Justice League in an email attachment.
They really could have did 5 movies. It would have been fine. No one would have. Yeah, it would have been better.
Yeah.
Well, that remains to be seen, but it would have been not as bad. Let's say that.
Yeah. Because if anything, what you could have did, you could have started introducing these people individually. Like Batman could have already been established. They could have made a reference to him in Man of Steel. There might have been one like on the newspaper or something. I don't recall. It's been forever and a day since I watched Man of Steel. But then you slowly give everybody their own movie.
If I'm not mistaken, there was didn't they destroy a satellite in Man of Steel and it had LexCorp or Wayne Enterprises on it?
They destroyed a Wayne Tech satellite in a LexCorp truck.
That's what it was. Yes, that's good. That's good world building right there. That's all they probably needed to do, right? And then maybe have a Man of Steel sequel where it would have dropped Batman in like a newspaper or something, and then after credit scene, that would have been it. That's all they need to do. And then his movie pop up. He got his whole movie by himself, and then that would have probably eventually got him. And also, we could have saw why Main Manor's all messed up. Why there's no Robin. What's going on. Like, we could have had all that built up before he even got into Batman v Superman. Also, Martha, we didn't have to get that.
I mean, I had no problem with the save Martha, but it's just the Justice League being introduced in an email attachment.
I'm less angry about that. That's whatever. It's lazy world building, sure, but the motivations of the characters was what's more egregious. Them coincidentally having the same name with their moms. I'm like, okay, that's what y'all going with.
It was. I mean, it was stupid, but I mean, I get it. I mean, because you can do the same thing with Aquaman. Save Thomas. Nobody told Bruce Wayne to have the parents have to have the same name as 2 heroes that he knows.
They're strong Anglo-Saxon names. I'm referencing Harley Quinn. You gotta watch that show, bro. They made a joke because I don't know, you don't watch the show, but in Harley Quinn, Bruce is simping for Catwoman. So he rolled up on her house uninvited, right? And he brings her 2 cats, and they're both named Thomas and Martha. Like,
really?
And then and he trying to cover it up that he didn't name them after his parents. Like, they're just strong Anglo-Saxon names. And then, so it was this whole awkward, really funny scene. Tell you, man, you sleeping on Harley Quinn. The last season was dope.
Well, it just finished, right?
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll eventually go to it, but I don't know. But that whole I'm the fucking Joker type. I mean, it's the comedy just seems too campy, especially after the trailers. Like, really.
I'm sorry, Bernard. Pause. Cap. Every time you judge something on being too campy, you like the Valenti verse. That whole franchise survives on camp. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. What do you mean how?
How was Supergirl camp? How was the Flash camp? How was Arrow camp? Legends, I'll let you slide on that one.
Cape Tricks.
Legends started off serious. Cape Tricks. Oh
yeah.
Okay. So what? One season of learning.
No, I'm just like this is or Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor singing Frank Sinatra.
That's kind of a throwback to Golden Age Lex Luthor.
You say so, man.
It's not. It's not necessarily camp. It's a homage.
Yeah, okay.
Plus, I think Gene Hackman did it in the movie that John Cryer played his nephew.
All I'm saying is,
I don't know.
All I'm saying is, like, you just bypass all this other stuff. Didn't they have a musical episode on The Flash?
Yeah, but that's just the CW. Everybody got a musical episode. Riverdale had 2.
Riverdale's campy, and it's good. And that's
Buffy
why I
had
like one. Buffy's campy.
Buffy. Okay, so out of all the shows, I can honestly say I watched on the CW, Buffy, and The Flash might have been the only ones.
Did Arrow have a puppet episode?
No, Arrow never had a puppet episode.
All right, that was just Angel. I wonder why I'm thinking.
I was going to say that was Angel.
Yes, that was
Angel. Dude.
That was a throwback. That was good.
Yeah, because even Smallville never had a musical episode.
Smallville was its own level of camp.
How so?
It was so anxious. Like, bro, you had to suspend your belief to make everything contained in high school. Also, there's some grown ass teenagers.
Bro, once again, you can't overwork minors, and they can't work a certain amount of hours.
So actually, funny. Okay, so we're gonna side rail this a little bit. So actually, I was on TikTok, and someone came up and said they did casting for TV, and when they cast for high school characters, they cast a star, whoever the first person they cast, and they basically build around that person. So they have the people around them can't be any more older looking or young. So that's how you end up with people that's like Holland Reed. She was like the oldest person in that cast in Teen Wolf.
Who?
Holland Reed. Holland Roden. There he goes. Yeah.
You mean Crystal Reed, bro? Why are you fusing 2 people together?
It doesn't matter. The point is those two actresses were like the oldest people in that cast, if I'm not mistaken. Like wasn't she? Yes. Crystal Reed? Yeah, Crystal Reed was older than Tyler Heckner, right?
Posey?
No, Tyler Heckner.
Derek.
Yeah.
So
the guy who plays Superman.
Yeah, Hecklin.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said his name right. Okay, the point is,
but you threw me out because you said Crystal Reed, so I thought you were talking about Allison and Scott.
Yeah, but how old is he compared to Crystal Reed? Was he younger?
I think Tyler Hecklin is our age. You look up Crystal Reed.
Shit.
I was trying to avoid any goddamn segues, but here we go.
No,
Tyler Hecklin is 36. I already got it.
All right, well,
2 years, dude. 2 years. I already got it. 36.
So she's older. She's older by 2 years, or younger by 2 years.
Older.
Oh, she's older by 2 years,
yes.
And
Posey is 31.
Right. So what I'm saying is, she was the oldest person in the cast. Yet she was playing one of the younger characters. Yeah, and Dylan O'Brien is like 32, so he was significantly younger than her. What is he up to, anyways?
Yeah, he's working.
I know he's working.
We don't know because
he's the busiest person out of the cast.
No, Holland Roden's still out here working. She was in
Holland Roden. She was in this rather disturbing horror movie I watched recently. I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, she does a lot of horror movies. She was in the sequel to Escape Room. She was in Escape Room Tournament of Champions.
Yeah. Okay, people, if you guys want to see a really interesting horror movie, watch Mother May I.
Bro, everybody in this damn cast is working because Holland Roden's doing stuff. Dylan Sprayberry was just in something. He was in a movie called Sick that came out last year. Ian Bowen, who played Peter Hell, he's on Yellowstone. We said Hecklin is on Superman and Lois. Crystal might be the only one like out of the main cast who really isn't working. Shelley Henning's doing a bunch of Netflix movies. Crystal Reed did a movie called how's this shit called? Pinball, The Man Who Saved the Game. That came out last year.
What's that, biopic?
I guess so. Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm glad they're doing well. But anyways, my point is, Teen Wolf was dripping with angst in camp, but For some reason, you be talking.
Teen
I don't
Wolf,
like him.
No, Teen Wolf. Okay, I don't like camp for something that's kind of an already established property. So I pretty much know the DC universe as a whole. So once you start to Deadpool it up, it's like, no, throw it away.
She's already an established character like that. She said that's their Deadpool. They had it. They needed an answer to Deadpool.
Yeah,
she's it. There you go.
Yeah,
you need to let that go. She's a good character because
I'm never gonna let that go. I'm never gonna.
Why? You're a big Deadpool fan.
Deadpool is not Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is not Deadpool. Once Harley Quinn started talking to a damn taxidermy beast,
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir, but you cannot take that stance because you love season 1 of Arrow, and that is nothing but Green Batman. They tried to turn him into the Batman.
Samir, I'm gonna stop you right there. You know why? Because I ain't read a damn thing about Green Arrow except for the rise and fall of Green Arrow. So,
okay,
Green Arrow. That's my whole. Arrow is based more or less my introduction to Green Arrow. Arrow is what made me decide to read. We read
Green Arrow before 2012.
No, I mean, yeah, we read the Green Arrow Black Canary miniseries.
Cap. I know we read it before because I remember specifically the run. I'm trying to remember which one. Hang on a second. Samir, I know
the first Green Arrow book I bought was the Green Arrow and Black Canary miniseries. Remember where he was? Was he kidnapped or something like that? And
he was stuck on the island. He was stuck on the island.
After that, it was the book that came out after Brightest Day, after he killed Prometheus. Where he was exiled to Star City.
You have books before that and after it.
No, I got those two and Green Arrow Year One. Those were the only 3 Green Arrow books I had.
You might only have books like that now, but I remember
but that's
reading.
what I'm saying. Yeah, but all the books that came out that I bought after that came out after Arrow started. Bro, Arrow started in 2012.
Right. But okay, so pause. Because let me see. What was the book for Green Arrow in 2006? It was around the Infinity Crisis. It's either before or after Infinity Crisis. You were buying Green Arrow around that time, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. No, only Green Arrow book I bought around 2006 was Year One. That was the mini.
So you mean to tell me technically I was reading Green Arrow before you? Because I was reading Green Arrow at that time.
Yes.
That's wild. Okay, I thought. All right, well, because I was very interested in his character after Identity Crisis.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Because like I said, the only books I bought were the Green Arrow Black Canary book where they quote unquote got married. The one that takes place after Star City gets destroyed. Remember, it's all into a star, and he got
that one. Yeah.
And Green Arrow Year One.
All right. Well, I was very interested in his character because you have to read his book after Identity Crisis, about a year and a half after that publication, to get his rematch with Deathstroke, which it was a really good rematch, by the way.
Don't even remember that.
Yeah, he held his own.
I wasn't reading it. Because that was when I was still in my physical only, and I had to cut back on a bunch of books.
I'm not sure when it took place. If it took place it took place after the island. When he was left lost on the island, it took place after that because that's when he labbed up and he got stronger. And he came but prior to that, Green Arrow had no hands. He had 0 hands. All right, if you got his bow out of his hands, you could whoop his ass. All he could do was come up with the old fisticuffs. He had no martial arts, so he labbed up on an island for a full year.
Yeah, so that had to be during the Green Arrow Black Canary book. But even then, remember, I stopped buying a bunch of books, and that's when you started, selling the 7 Seas. So you were still reading books.
Fifth.
Come on, stop it.
Fifth. Stop it. Fifth.
Okay. So you were still reading books after I wasn't buying them anymore. Because remember, I was like for the longest, I'm not doing that. I gotta support the local comic book store. But then comics went up to $4 an issue.
All right. Well, anyway, I digress. Yeah. We get off topic. All right. But yeah, definitely. The point is.
Go ahead.
The point is the character Green Arrow deserved better than to be turned into Green Batman, and him acting like Batman was probably the corniest, campiest thing I've ever seen.
Samir, it started like that. but he finished being the Green Arrow that we know and love.
Sure, but it took like 3 seasons.
3 seasons, yes. And he still had the voice modulator, but he was not here, breaking legs and stuff.
The voice modulator was egregious enough. The point is, sir, you like camp.
Look,
all right, stop
I'm
sorry.
The
cap. You like camp.
Samir, they throw a voice modulator on Green Arrow and everything. He had a voice modulator in Smallville. Like, perfect example. So,
yeah, you know what? Smallville did not have a Batman. It's like every time there's no Batman, they shift him in that space.
I'm sorry. I mean, he wasn't still gritty like Batman. He was just still Green Arrow. But look, I'm sorry, Warner Brothers doesn't want to put Batman on TV. They just want Batman for film, but they'll throw everybody and their mama on TV. Okay?
Yeah. The point is, I think Green Arrow shouldn't have a voice modulator. All right, it's corny. All right, when he does it's corny. It doesn't work. Okay.
All right. Well, basically, what that long tangent was to say, James Gunn, don't rush nothing.
Also, Bernard likes camp. Bernard likes camp.
I don't like Harley Quinn camp. There, is that better? I don't like what they did to the character. I like the character.
She's been leaning that way. What did you want her to do with that? What you want them to do with her character? Because not only is what they're doing is successful, the show's getting like its 5th season and so forth. Her book is selling consistently. She's a icon of pop culture. Yeah, she's doing well. She always has a book. Let's say that. They don't just give books to no one. She consistently has a book.
Spider-Man. I should really look. Bro, they just literally created 3 new books for characters in DC who never even existed. They give characters books all the time who don't.
Right, they do. They'll try out a character.
They gave Black Adam a book.
Black Adam he deserves a book. He deserves one.
It's a mini series where he dies and gives his powers to somebody else.
Who?
Who's like his great grandson or something like that.
There's probably more greats in there.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't want to keep going, obviously.
That's kind of silly. At that point, well, Joker can get a book. That's fine.
But Joker's supposed to be dead, and Joker has been popping up in every single other book.
I don't know what's going on. This is why I don't like DC, though. It's like their continuity's all over the place. It's very hard to keep up with things. Did you read that Amazon book yet? Wonder Woman with Tom King and Daniel Shipri?
Sampray.
There we go.
No, I haven't read it yet.
All right, well, I want to pick your brain about that one. Anyways, we get on topic.
Here's another one, random one. Marvel. Patsy Walker has a book.
She's a cool character. Yeah, why can't she have it? So, look, branding. Branding is important, all right? How many characters can attest to being a girl boss like Patsy Walker?
Mockingbird.
Mockingbird has powers. Patsy Walker out here, girl bossing it, no powers.
She has demonic powers, dude. What are you talking about?
Patsy Walker, when the Hellcat get demonic powers?
She's had them for a while.
She's been an unpowered character, unless they just win it within the last couple years. Because her powers have always been martial arts only, Olympic level athlete. That was always her power set.
It's been a minute, dude.
What do you call a minute? Like a few years?
Yes.
Because not every character needs powers, Marvel.
And every character doesn't need a book. Why does Hawkgirl have a book?
Hawkgirl? Kendra
Saunders?
Kendra Saunders. Why don't I say Sandra? Yeah. Kendra Saunders, yes.
Name.
Or is it Shayera? Where the hell is Shayera?
Shayera is Hawk Woman.
Yes, I know. Where is she, though?
Oh, this is a miniseries. It's like, why? Bro, they gave Steel a miniseries. It's like this Dawn of the DC was a reason to give everybody a miniseries. The Doom Patrol had a miniseries. Why are you so close to the damn screen?
Because I'm reading something.
You couldn't just zoom in?
She had always had these abilities. That's crazy.
Yeah. But all right, enough of that. So we were talking about money earlier, and this is just a quick little snippet. So, Jeff Bezos, why? After how many years has Amazon Prime been around? They are going to start they're going to start rolling out ads for Prime Video for movies and TVs in early 2024. So if you want the ad-free tier, you have to pay an additional $2.99 a month, which is going to make your subscription $17.99. It's like, why? What you mean
How much is my Amazon right now?
$15.99. What are you talking about?
It's more because I have stuff tacked onto mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, yeah, because you got Audible and what else? That's it, right? You don't got Amazon Music?
I have Audible,
Kindle?
AMC Plus.
Kindle?
I have AMC Plus in mine. I have like other subscriptions.
Oh, so you're probably paying like $40.
It's not 40, but it's more than the base.
Damn, yeah.
All right, so currently I'm paying. It's creeped. I'm paying $14.99 right now for the Prime.
That's just the standard, so that doesn't include your AMC Plus or anything.
And then the wife is adding stuff on too now. Like she's sleeping stuff in here as well.
All I know is Amazon out here tripping.
Yeah, so she BritBox is her because she likes watching old school Doctor Who, and then MGM Plus is also her, so she added on that. So in total, what is our Prime in total? And then don't forget, I got Kindle Unlimited. And I got Audible.
Yeah.
Okay, I might be at $40.
I told you.
But it's a lot of. But okay, I hate doing this, and I don't often do this, but technically, this isn't out of pocket. So, and again, Prime isn't just video; it's also next day shipping or 2-day shipping. So that's big. All right. Next, if you like to read books as much as I do, a Kindle Unlimited account is again a savings because
that's separate. We're talking about what you get with Prime. So what you get with Prime is you get Prime Video, you get the basic Amazon Music, and the free 1-day or 2-day shipping, depending on how much you spend.
Yes.
Prime just went up last year, so why are we getting charged for ads for something that we've been using for like the longest? This is just basically, in my opinion, a retaliation for the writer's strike because they're obviously going to come to like some type of agreement within like the next week or so because they're actually in meetings at the time of this recording. So I'm thinking something's going to come ahead of this.
Maybe. I don't think it's retaliation, but
because don't forget, Disney Plus is going to stop letting you share passwords. I think they said in October, and it's supposed to go up in price.
All right, so monthly games. You also had Prime Gaming too.
Yeah, but I mean, who uses Prime Gaming?
People do. It's a service they offer. The point is, it's not whether you use it. It's that it's there in the package.
Yeah, but I forget that's there because you got to remember when we signed up for Prime, all we knew was free shipping, free 2-day shipping.
Yeah, how much was it back then? Like $5.99,
$10.99. $10.99. And over the course of like 6 years, it's going up to basically $15 after tax.
Yep. So
now you want to charge me almost an additional $3 for ads?
Yeah, you get ad-free music.
But it's not all the music. So if you want that, you got to get you have to get unlimited.
Yeah. Amazon Originals, but that's fine. Okay. Whole Foods, you shop at Whole Foods. I don't know what benefits you get from Whole Foods though.
Bro, you barely get any benefits at Whole Foods. Basically, the benefits at Whole Foods, it has to be something on sale. So, perfect example. If you go in there and you go to a hot bar, you're not going to save on the food. And the food at Whole Foods is expensive. It's $11 a pound, as opposed to most places where it's like either $5 or $7. You all right? Why are you just sitting there with your mouth agape?
No, I'm like looking at all the stuff they offer with the Prime benefits. Because if they start bundling things together, in addition to raising it, that might be fair.
Well, anyway, let's continue. Samir, what's your next story? I'm just getting disappointed about this.
Why is nothing to get upset about? Why are you so upset?
Bro, I'm broke.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, we're all broke. I mean, what are you going to do?
So you need to have the same energy as me. Well, it's not a big deal if they give you all this. We use half the crap that they give us. So I'm not talking about your add-ons. I'm talking about the basic stuff that comes with Prime. You don't use Prime Gaming. You don't use Amazon Music. You don't use the discount at Whole Foods and whatever else is in there. All you use is shipping and Prime Video. That's the bare essentials of what Prime was. And that's the bare essentials. So that's all we use. You don't give a crap about any of that other crap you named except for the stuff you added on.
One would say the bare necessities.
Shut up! I knew you was gonna say that.
Look for the bare necessities.
Shut up! Can you please just go? Can you please just go?
All right,
because we've been talking for 40 minutes.
Hades 2 has entered. Did I talk about this? Hades 2 entering early access Q2 next year.
Last week, yes, you did.
Oh, well, we did talk about. Did we talk about Marvel's Avengers?
No.
Okay. So, yeah, Marvel's Avengers. This ties into what you were talking about a couple weeks ago. Marvel's Avengers is going on sale for the last time before it's delisted forever off of all the store sites, the store pages.
I think it's only on Steam.
I mean, no, I think Steam, Windows. I don't think you can get it on Xbox Live or PSN. It's off all the digital stores. And honestly, you're going to have a hard time finding it physical, too. Unless you buy it used.
Well, I'm glad I got 2 copies.
Yeah, well, I mean... it's
$4.99 at GameStop. It's $25 for the PS5 version at Amazon. The deluxe edition for the PS4 is also $25. PS5 pre-owned is $19.99 at GameStop. So, yeah. I mean, it looks like it is still available. Yeah, it's $3.99 on the PlayStation Store.
Right, for now, but at the end of the month, it's going to go away.
Yeah, the sale ends on the 28th.
And it's like this game, I've never seen a game fail as hard as this game.
I mean, and the funny thing is, this game is just like Call of Duty. Like, all the maps are the same. You basically go through the same type of repetition, but the only difference was they gave you all the additional DLC stories for free in the characters. The only thing you really had to pay for was skins.
So, okay, I'm trying to look at the DLC for this game. I guess there's no DLC left for this game, huh?
No, the last thing was Black Panther.
So, is that all of it inside the Definitive Edition?
It's all free, dude. So if you play the game, you just literally
there's nothing left to get for this game. Basically, once it's 90% off on Steam right now, so it's $4, and it's up. It ends at September 30th. Yeah, and I guess all the DLC I guess is in here. So Spider-Man, Black Panther, Hawkeye.
No. Spider-Man's PlayStation only.
Oh, okay. Well, who cares? All right. So, but yeah, all the Lady Thor, Jane Foster Thor. So you have all these pieces in there, and I guess that's all. And I guess everything in the game is free. Like all the gear that you would normally buy, the storefront just is unlocked, right? Question: is that storefront going to stay working?
Well, if you still have the game downloaded, I think it's only if you had it up until March you were able to get all the movie skins, all the good skins. So like if you want to Phase 1 Captain America suit, Cap Wolf, Old Man Hawkeye, things of that nature. I think you only had until March.
Oh, that sounds
the last software update. Like I said, it was just mainly skins. So like if you want
they really should have done one of the different Marvel of this because it's like all that does not sound appealing. It's like if they would have just made, again, I hate to talk a broken record, but if they would have just put more into the single player experience and
Samir,
yeah,
I'm gonna stop you right there because guess what? They did that with Guardians of the Galaxy and nobody bought that.
Yeah, you know why? Because Square Enix shit the bed. That's why. Like it sucks that Guardians was so good.
It's not just the Marvel stuff. Square Enix has just been shit in the bed, period. Unless, I think I said this last week, unless it's Final Fantasy, it ain't going to make no money. Because, bro, we talked about Forspoken. I just saw that on sale for $20 at Best Buy.
Yeah, that's a shame, too. That game had some vision, but the execution was all off.
Yeah, I mean, can we just admit that if it's not Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy, no one's really checking for Square Enix like that? Because what other properties do they have?
They had Tomb Raider under their belt, but they sold that for some reason.
Yeah, and that actually brings me up to my next story. So, Tomb Raider 1 through 3, the classic Ethos version, are being remastered for the PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, and the Switch.
Remastered, not remade.
No, it's a. They call it a remaster, but Laura isn't all. She don't got pixelated boobs, so they polished it. So it's just look at the trailer. It's basically a remake. They just call it Tomb Raider Remaster.
I mean, again, remake is from the ground up, so I don't think it's that.
I know, yeah. Well, I mean, bro, just watch the damn trailer real quick. It's 34 seconds.
Like now?
Yes, now.
Oh my god!
But yes, so it's going to be coming out on Valentine's Day of next year, and it looks like Aspire Media is the ones who are actually doing it. But yeah, so that's why I'm like, okay, it looks pretty decent. I mean, will I get it? I don't know, because I honestly, the only Tomb Raider out of the original trilogy I played was Tomb Raider 2, and I never got past that damn tiger.
Whack. Also, now who didn't answer? Who didn't silence their phone?
It's the landline.
What decade do you live in?
Yeah, my phone is on Do Not Disturb. Shoot, I got a notification about a potential government shutdown. But yeah.
Well, I'm glad the remastered edition exists. I was never really that big of a fan of this version of her, but I'm glad it exists. But that's not true. I like the version. I didn't like the gameplay.
Same.
Yeah. I definitely jumped in.
It was a janky story, like not as far as like plot wise goes, it's just like as far as direction goes.
Yeah. No, so first of all, I played Tomb Raider Underworld on the 360 when that came out. That was a fun game. I played that all the way through. But and then obviously that's funny because that's when Crystal Dynamics took over. They created Tomb Raider Legends, which was a remake. And then
I thought Crystal Dynamics was a part of Tomb Raider from the jump.
No, they weren't. Eidos was.
I thought it was Eidos and Crystal Dynamics.
So Eidos, I think, was bought out by Square Enix, right? That was the thing.
Yes.
And Crystal Dynamics came in as a developer to work on the Eidos property Tomb Raider from Tomb Raider Legend, and then they did Tomb Raider Underworld, and then that's when Tomb Raider got the hard reboot in 2012, which gave us the Crystal Dynamic era that everyone loved. They gave us the modern iteration of Lara Croft.
Yeah, I thought they always did the original trilogy.
I kind of want to go back and play some Tomb Raider now, like the from the beginning, like 2012, Rise of Tomb Raider and then Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Those games were really fun.
That's who it was. It was Core, not freaking whatchamacallit.
Yeah,
it was Core Design.
Anyways, to wrap it all up, Marvel's Avengers sucks and it's getting delisted. Oh well.
I mean, it didn't suck. It was just the multiplayer. People were just like, "Oh, it's repetitive."
It is repetitive.
But here's the issue, Samir. All multiplayers are repetitive. So why do we not act like? Okay, why are you shaking your head? What multiplayer isn't repetitive?
There's tons of multiplayers that aren't repetitive, and mind you, repetition isn't inherently bad. But when you make it, first off, you have to make people work for something. Like for instance, mostly with MMOs, right? You're grinding for gear, you're grinding for loot, right? You're grinding for stat bonuses and things like that. People
you
also
literally
don't
sound like you're talking about Avengers right now,
right? But people didn't want to do that with Avengers. That's the thing. You got to understand. Some people don't want.
But here's also the thing that annoys me: it's Square Enix. What were you expecting?
We were expecting them to not shit the bed. That's what we wanted them to do, and they shot the bed. So.
Yeah, well, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
Well, now you can buy Marvel's Avengers for $4. And okay, I will defend this game. The story mode was fun, from what everyone attested to. The story mode, if they would lean into the story mode and put all the resources into the story mode, we would have a great game to play. We could have had an Arkham series, but for the Avengers, and it would have been great. It would have been cool, and that's it. That's all we needed. But no, they had to make it a game as a service.
Bro, Square Enix is falling off. Like I said, if it ain't Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts, people don't give a shit. But since we're talking about video game news,
they lost some money this year because of all their other ventures like Forspoken and things like that. But
and NFTs,
NFTs. But you gotta understand they're still making money off of their Final Fantasy properties. Like
that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing that's keeping the lights on,
right? And you say like,
bro,
you say like they're on life
support of Final Fantasy. No. I'm not saying they're on life support, but I'm saying people are getting tired of it. You see the backlash that people had with Final Fantasy 16. Keep in mind, neither one of them
so well,
but
that game sold well.
Once again, games can sell well, but when people start to play them, they're gonna get on Twitter and start to talk shit. Perfect example, our boy Poopa, he was like, "What the fuck is this? This is not a Final Fantasy game." And that's because they snatched the fight coordinator. Well, he wasn't the only one. I might be misquoting him with somebody else. But they snatched the fight coordinator from Devil May Cry, and people were saying this plays like a Devil May Cry game. So, yeah. But since we're kind of in the vein of video game news, you want to talk about Mortal Kombat and all the things that came out?
All right, so yeah,
I'm going to start with a little small bit. So, NetherRealm actually tried to get John Wick to be a playable character in this game, and they just couldn't get the license, and Lionsgate said now.
Yeah. I don't think it was.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was because Keanu already gave his license in the project CD Projekt Red for Johnny Silverhand and Cyberpunk or what, but I mean, who knows? All right, what do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about the Switch, or we want to talk about Megan Fox?
Well, let's talk about So Mortal Kombat 1 got data mined, and they found evidence that the DLC characters in the game likely include Cassie Cage and Noob Saibot, along with such guest characters as Ghostface from Scream and Conan the Barbarian. So, Ghostface...
You said you're going to butcher that name wrong, huh?
What, Conan the Barbarian? Ghostface from Scream?
No.
Who's name?
It's Conan.
Not Conan. What did I say?
Conan.
Okay, all right, who cares? All right. And I hardly call it a butchering, by the way. I was one syllable off. All right. So, yeah, I think that's cool. We're missing a lot of the combat kids, as they were called, from Mortal Kombat 10, Mortal Kombat X.
So I clicked on the link that you posted because, once again, you just read, like, the main tweet. So this is from the Thinny, who had a blue check. It's not a gold check, so not necessarily, a credited source. Just somebody paid Elon $8 for Twitter. So they said this is the DLC data mine tweet. After digging more with the intros, there is evidence for the following characters: New Cybot, Cyrex. Isn't Cyrex already in the game?
Noob Saibot and Cyrex is a
Human?
Cameo. He's a cameo.
Okay, because it just says Cyrex Robot, Kotal / He-Man / Conan, Ghostface, an unknown girl, Jade, Cassie Cage, and Kung Jin.
Yes. Now you say that like, oh, there's no evidence of that, but look who's posting this rumor.
Yeah, like I said,
like people criticize IGN, but come on, they don't just sit there and run on rumors like 100%.
Lately, man, IGN kind of just been doing that. IGN is starting to turn into Variety. Like, they ain't got no news to really talk about, so they just...
Variety has some news.
Bro, Variety is doing goddamn reviews on Lost. A show that ended 15 years ago.
Has it been 15 years?
I don't know, but it's been a minute. I saw that tweet, I'm like, bro, slow news week.
Well, if they're doing articles on Lost, no, that's not true. Because Lost came out that someone whistleblowed on how toxic the set was for Lost. That was different.
They weren't talking about that. They were doing a review on a season of Lost. They didn't bring up anything that happened on set.
Okay, that's weird. All right. Anyways, moving on. So all these characters seem cool.
What happens when you have no new content.
All these characters are cool. I'm fine with the guest characters. I'm indifferent to guest characters. Full disclosure, I usually don't care for guest characters. I feel like they take up slots for actual Mortal Kombat characters. For a series that has as many characters as Mortal Kombat does, I don't want to waste those slots on guest characters that don't mean anything to the lore. But that's just me. I'm a stickler for that sort of thing.
I mean, if it's all under the Warner Brothers umbrella, I mean, yeah, sure, why not? Just stop putting Joker in every goddamn Mortal Kombat.
No, this is what annoys me about that. So, like, Injustice, there was no reason to put Mortal Kombat characters in Injustice. And vice versa, there was no reason to put Joker in Mortal Kombat. Like, why waste the slots? Like they had like, yeah, but there's so many characters
that could do. Though, with Injustice, they started going the path of the actual comic that was written by Tom Taylor.
That's fine.
No, but all those characters more or less were already in there. So I mean, maybe they just wanted to add in who else? They added in 3 characters.
Scorpion, they didn't get everybody. There was more people that they could have added.
I'm just bro. I read the comic for 5 years. So I'm just trying to think who could they have put in there, because Dinah, they brought a Green Arrow back from an alternate universe, so he was in there. Dinah, the only thing that made me mad, Dinah actually became a Green Lantern. No Green Lantern for that. I'm trying to think who else in that comic.
I didn't do the Justice comic, but
I'm like, bro, I'm just thinking, I'm like, bro, don't nobody want to play as Alfred?
Well, no. Why would you put Alfred in the game?
Because basically he was in the comic and they gave everyone super pills. So if you were a regular human and you took these pills, you could go toe to toe.
Right, I'm saying that. I get that, but I'm just wondering. There's other characters. They mean something. They use all the characters in the entire Injustice series.
Off the top of my head, who I can think of, yes, because Billy Batson died in the first one. Clark killed him. I'm really at a loss. Only person I could wait was Sinestro in one of the games. I feel like he was in the first one.
He was in one of them. He was in 2. He might have been 2
because I thought Hal was in 2. Hal and Atrocitus.
Yeah, Atrocitus was also in 2. Yeah, Atrocitus was definitely there.
But
they could. There you go. They could add more Lantern characters. They could have to add more.
That was basically all the Lantern characters. Like, I don't even think Atrocitus was in the book. Because they wiped out the Green Lanterns. I mean, the only person they would probably add would be Akrillo.
All right. Well, we get sidetracked here. The point is, if you have characters put in there, Mortal Kombat even more so, they have a large pantheon of characters. I don't see a reason why they need to reserve slots for Conan the Barbarian or Ghostface from Scream. I mean, maybe Ghostface might be kind of cool, but I don't know. I don't want to see it. Ghostface particularly is like just some whack job with a Bowie knife. What's he going to do?
It's always somebody who's either got, some type of issue with Sydney, somebody who fucked Sydney, somebody who Sydney killed, relative, blah, 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 blah. But here's my issue with this game. Why can't your side characters also be your main? Like, what if I want to play a striker?
No, that's not how it works. No, that's not how it works.
I know that's not how it works. I'm saying, why can't it work that way? It's like...
Because that's not how they design the game. The cameo is specifically there to supplement your main cast. Yes, that is it. They're just equipments. They're not even in the story.
I don't like that.
They're not even, they're barely in the story. Like, some of the cameos are in the story. Most of them aren't. Like, Stryker is not in the story. He's just there.
Yeah, it's like, bro, Stryker ain't been in the game since what? Mortal Kombat 2, 3?
He was in Mortal Kombat 9, I think.
Was he?
I think he was.
Let's look this up real quick.
I want to say he was in there. Mortal Kombat 9 roster.
Yeah, he was. 2011 reboot, yes.
Yeah.
Curtis Stryker.
Yeah, I told you.
So, 2 games as a playable character and 1 as a side dish?
I don't think he was. Was he in 2 games or just 1?
He was in Mortal Kombat 3 and 9.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's you count that one. Yes.
Yeah. Count the entire franchise that I can think of. All right. So, what we want to talk about next? Megan Fox?
Yeah. Okay. So Megan Fox is playing the character Natara. Her voice acting is rough.
Talked about.
Yeah, her voice acting is pretty rough. And people are a little upset about it. And it's the problem is if you compare her to the rest of the cast. Yeah, if you compare her to the rest of the cast, all the voice actors are in their bag. Like, they're putting in the work. They're just chewing the scenery. Everyone's doing a great job, and she comes through, and it seems like it's just like she don't got like she's just it's not there. It's not there. All right, and I'm not going to outright say she's a bad actress. She's just not a good voice actor.
Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna insert a clip right here.
You condemn Paternus to extinction.
My realm won't die so that yours can live. Bihan works alongside you.
I've had stranger bedfellows.
If you would only feed on lower species.
Humans are a lower species. We outnumber your clan 10 to 1.
Even so, we will still emerge victorious.
Are you as nourishing as you look?
Something you won't ever know. You return home hungry, Nitara.
I won't leave until I feed. Had you ever known hunger, you wouldn't judge us.
I have, and I will.
We can take the flag for it, but I'm obviously dispute it as a point of reference.
What?
Okay.
Oh, for her voice acting in the game.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, it's not going over well, and it's like, and the crazy part is like, oh my god, every time the character opens her mouth, I'm like, it just kills the scene. Like, it just pulls me out of my immersion.
Here we go. Somebody said, "What the fuck is up with Megan Fox's voice acting in Mortal Kombat 1?" 2 dead skull emojis. Video games need to stop hiring movie actors for no reason and start paying their voice actors better, which I agree with.
Yes. Now, with that being said, some actors really do a good job. Like, I hear Idris Elba's performance in Cyberpunk is amazing.
Okay, but here's the thing though. We know Idris Elba can voice act. Nigga, we saw Sonic 2.
We also
the way
saw
he brought Knuckles to life.
Yeah, we also saw Zootopia.
I didn't see Zootopia. I didn't even know a nigga was in Zootopia.
Shame.
Bro, I don't have to watch every single Pixar movie out there.
No, but just watch some of them. Like, damn, like, what was your reason for not watching Zootopia?
I just didn't watch it. There was no reason. Just didn't see it.
Racist ass.
Perfect example. How I'm racist against animals?
I don't know. You suck for not watching Zootopia. You're racist against furries.
I mean, did you watch Cars?
Yes.
2 and 3?
Yes. Now, I think Cars is one of the weakest Pixar properties, but Zootopia, Zootopia is actually a Disney property, not a Pixar property, by the way.
But even then, I was just about to say, I don't watch every Disney property. Perfect example. Nigga, did you watch Planes?
Planes wasn't even good, though. That's the whole point. I don't think Planes was good. Planes was... Yeah, Planes was trash. Like, dude, legit, Planes was trash.
I did not even try to fall out my chair like that.
Like, yo, look at the cast. Dane Cook, Val Kilmer, Gabriel Iglesias, Cecily the Entertainer. They got the B-list over here.
Wow, bro. Don't you dare call a king of comedy B-list. What's wrong with you? About to make me say to you what Envy told Tyrese. Be disrespectful, I'll box your mouth. And like Gabriel Iglesias is a slouch. What's wrong with you? Dane Cook, I don't know. He a hit or miss. All right. So, you want to talk more about the Mortal Kombat fiasco that is the Nintendo Switch port?
Oh yeah, the Switch port's trash.
And IGN not doing their due diligence.
Yeah, the whole situation's weird because, again, why is it only one streamer talking about it? I haven't seen anyone else talk about this. No one else called them out on it. It's like the evidence isn't, the math isn't mathing. If this is a controversy that you're saying it is, IGN lied, why is only one streamer with 2,000 subscribers the only one that brought it up?
Like, I don't know, man.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. IGN's the only one that's really out there poking fun at the Swiss port, admittedly.
Yes, they really are.
But at the same time, this guy's the only dude that called them out on it. Like, none of this whole situation makes sense.
Yeah, so guys, if you've been living under a rock, the initial download of Mortal Kombat 1 on the Nintendo Switch does not look good. And when I say it does not look good, it looks like, I don't know. But Samir, give me a negative adjective.
Atrocious.
Thank you. It looks very atrocious. And so they kind of.
Now, to be clear, there are other publications. Polygon is they stated something. Let's see who else did something. Who said something? Who else something? IGN obviously said something. BBC says, okay, Nintendo Switch version will be fixed, says Boss. So this is the BBC, the British Broadcasting Channel. They said that it will be fixed later. Let's see, GameSpot said a huge company.
Look at this. IGN actually made a post saying that NetherRealm's Ed Boon promised to fix the awful Nintendo Switch version of Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah. So I don't know what this particular guy said. That's what I'm saying. It's like he says there's a day one patch. No one's talking about it. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and mind you, I saw the comparison like that. He's still like trash. But it's like they're not totally broken. But I'm like, why is no one else talking about this day one patch this guy's talking about?
Yeah.
As recent as a few days ago, big publications were talking about this thing's broken. This looks like trash. No one's talking about the day one Switch.
Yeah, I actually found the guy on Twitter, and he kind of went in on it, and like there's a whole thread. So somebody actually posted 4 days ago after playing over 60 hours of Mortal Kombat. Why the hell did he say Mortal Kombat 11?
Well, he referenced Mortal Kombat 11. Mortal Kombat 11 looks pretty good on the Switch.
Yeah,
but Mortal Kombat 1 looks like garbage.
Yeah, I mean.
That's what it doesn't add up. That's what I'm saying. Why is this guy the only one talking about it? He's the only one that talking about the day one patch.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so
let me go back to his main tweet.
Like, is there a day one patch that even exists? How about that? All right, IGN India says Mortal Kombat day one patch. No, that's for the main one though. Yeah, okay. So IGN India. Mortal Kombat Day 1 patch arrives and fixes bugs and improvement. Nintendo Switch players disappointed with graphics and FPS.
Yeah, because I am looking at several articles from 2 days ago.
The point, this patch, if it even exists, I'm starting not to believe this guy at all, actually. Because the evidence is, there's tons of evidence saying that the game is broken. There isn't any evidence saying that there's a day one patch that exists that fixes the game like this guy talks about. How is he the only one in the vastness of the internet that knows about this? It sounds like he's just fishing for clicks and views.
It's a possibility.
It seems likely. He gets like a bunch of pictures and comparisons, but I'm like, no one else is talking about this game, and no one is talking about this patch the way this guy is. Like, is there a patch? So far, based on my Google search, there doesn't seem to be one. Mortal Kombat as a whole received a day one patch. Like, there was a day one patch for the game as a whole, but I don't see. It's not for the Switch version.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it now. I mean, yeah, like obviously the backgrounds are still going to be a little bad because it's a Switch. I mean, but it still doesn't even look as polished as
right. So
like, console version.
I'm going to have to call cap on this dude until more people talk about it and until there's actual evidence of a patch on the Switch.
Okay.
Because I should be able to say I should be able to Google Mortal Kombat 1 Switch patch and see what comes up. And right now, 2 days ago, in Nintendo Life, the website for that, is absolutely getting an update on the Switch, says Ed Boon. They're getting an update. And then the BBC said, Ed Boon says it will be fixed. Will be. Future tense. Game Rant. The Switch is getting, could be getting Switch fixes soon. But there's no one saying that there's a day one patch available for the Switch version. There's a day one patch available for the other versions. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just still seeing it says it was panned. People saying that.
I just think this guy doesn't want IGN. That's what I'm saying. Because IGN isn't even the only one talking about this. They may be one of the few people releasing videos and screenshots of it, but there's a ton of articles online talking about this. Tons of articles.
Yeah.
I mean, the decision to charge $70 for this game and it looks this garbage, like, oh boy.
It's called a robbery, yes.
But I think this dude is cap, and I'm going to elect to not believe him.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, FGC Daily. All right. So, the Xbox Series S actually it's selling more than the Xbox Series. What the hell is the other one called?
X.
One? Yeah, X. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, people are going to buy the cheaper version. I mean, it's what basically half the price. What is it? 200.
Why though? It's the hardware is weaker.
Simple. Money, Samir. Money.
I feel like if you got enough money for a Series S, just wait a bit and buy a Series X later and save your money.
Honestly, I was talking to a friend of the podcast, Jared. He said he was going to get the Series S. I'm like, bro, just wait, because this way you can still buy physical discs. And
it's not even disc. It's a graphical downgrade.
I went into that as well. I'm like, bro, you have a 4K TV. You really want to step down? I mean, to like 2K?
2K is fine.
Just. That's what it is. That's what the S is. It's 2K. It's 1440.
There's other issues, bro, with the Series S, not the 2K.
And it's got less memory as well.
Yeah.
Like, games aren't big. Bro, you download 2 games, that thing might be full.
Hang on. Let me see what the Xbox Series X is sitting at in terms of price.
I think it's $250. It's either $250 or $350.
Best Buy. Hang on. Okay, $500 and $300. Okay, that's a big difference. I see why it's appealing to buy the Series S, and I'm like, I don't know. I saw just save your money and buy the Series X, y'all. If you want an Xbox, it's like the Series S is single-handedly hobbling the video game industry, because people who want to make AAA games, they have to make it for the Series S. And it's basically so hard. I mean, that's not the only reason why that game sucks. But yeah.
That's one of the reasons. That's the main reason.
It ain't the main reason. The main reason is games as a service. Games as a service killed that game. No one wants to grind for gear in that game, sir. Stop defending like trash. It is, why are you grinding for gear?
It got locked at 30 frames per second. In a lot of games nowadays, they make you grind for gear. So why are we acting like that's not the standard now for video games?
Superheroes shouldn't have to grind for gear.
Yeah, it sounds good, but
yeah, it sucked. That's why everyone hates that game. You can, Bernard, you can love the game, all right? But it's like when you the criticism is easily found. Just Google Gotham Knights and you'll see all the negative reviews on that game, all the negative criticisms. So I mean, defend it. You can love the game. Just saying the game sucks. Just let it suck. It's fine.
I'm not saying, Samir, I'm not saying that the game doesn't have issues. I'm saying that people are complaining about a game where you grind for gear, like we don't play Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy is a massive multiplayer online game in a fantasy setting. I mean like Final Fantasy 7, 8, 15, things like that. So funny story about Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth or Remake. You didn't grind that much. You grind less for gear in Final Fantasy 7 Remake than you do in Gotham Knights.
Yes, that is true.
You do. It's significantly less, actually. And also, the gameplay is way more fun in Final Fantasy 7, if you want to get with that. Also, the RPG mechanics are more cooked. All right? The issue is when you mess with the material and upgrade your weapons in Final Fantasy 7, you get a huge boost, and there's numbers. The math is mathing in that game. With Gotham Knights, the upgrade is so incremental and negligible. Why do you even bother?
No, it's significant. If you get good amount of gear, you'll see the difference.
Now, then the juxtapose that with Sony's Spider-Man, there's a huge difference in the skills and in the different suit abilities that you get in that game. That game lets you, live the fantasy of the character. The problem is they're getting in the way of the fantasy. That's the issue.
I mean, you can stick with the basic suit if you want to. And
can you play the game effectively that way?
Yeah, you can. Because you don't have to level up your gear as long as you level up your character. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a grind to.
Also, what the characters weren't all the many enemies kind of spongy in that game too?
Huh? What the fuck
weren't they spongy? Yeah, damage sponges.
No,
they weren't.
No,
I was I could have sworn I heard that all the enemies as they get higher, they were spongy. Like they just took damage, instead of getting better mechanics.
No, they were different types of enemies. So there were your shooters, there were your brawlers, there were your heavies, there were your weapons based. So like the elite assassins, things like that. So like obviously the bigger enemies are gonna be able to take more damage than like the smaller people. Bro, what do you want to talk about? Because we've been talking for almost an hour and a half, and we ain't even get to no reviews yet.
I mean, damn, like you
two different segments.
Yeah, but shoot, you got somewhere to be, man. I'm having a good time here.
I'm tired. My back hurts.
Oh my
Put
god!
some icy hot on there.
Since Bernard needs to get his little Wally.
I mean,
and,
we can keep going. Blanket. I mean, but I'm not going to start editing until like probably 3:00 in the morning.
Don't edit
when we're done. I'm gonna take.
We got a couple things we got to talk about. Okay,
yeah,
so hang on.
I'm gonna take a nap, and then I'm gonna get up.
All right, let's rapid fire a couple of the last bit of the stories we have. I want to get rid of some of these. All right. So
NFTs are trash.
NFTs are trash, and people have lost. Let me see. More than 23 million people have lost their investments now. They're now worthless. Let's see. Star Citizen. They have
Star Citizen.
How do you not know this? Okay, so Star Citizen is a crowd-funded game that basically has crowdsourced over $600 million, right? And basically, how do I put this? So they are a victim of a thing called scope creep.
Scamming?
No, not scamming. Scope creep. Okay, scope creep is where you have a vision of your game and give a parameter of how far you can go and what you can deliver. And because the goals kept stretching and people kept dumping money on them, they had to stretch those goals. And it was very hard to deliver on some of those goals, and it's taking more time to deliver those goals. So now we have Star Citizen, which has been in development for, I want to say like 10, it's a long time. Way more than it should. And it just now hit alpha 3.2 something, right? That's how in their development they are right now, and they're $600 million into development, which is crazy. It has a huge community, and people are diehard fans of the game, and I think you can play it in some shape or form now. If I'm not mistaken, you can play the game in alpha, but yeah, that's an example of scope creep.
I don't know, man. It sounds like the people got scammed. We're gonna be talking about this 6 months later.
You can play the game now, in its current stage.
Where can you play the game?
If I'm not mistaken, let me see. This is a website you can probably download it from.
Somebody said, I remember hearing about Star Citizen and getting so hyped that I bought just about the best computer money can buy. The computer can't even run modern AAA modern games at minimum settings anymore.
Yeah, okay, so if you play
story to the game currently or just gameplay in vast locations. Biggest gaming scam of history of all time. It's not even remotely close. LOL. Think of it this way. It's already inflation adjusted at twice the disclosed budget of Cyberpunk 2077 and the estimated budget of GTA 5, which are two of the biggest budget games ever. I suppose that there is some case to be made that it's still technically a playable game, while much lower budget scams deliver absolutely nothing playable. And this is just people on Reddit.
Yeah. So you can play the game now. You have to play, like for instance, if I wanted to get into the game now, I'd have to start with a minimum of $45 USD to play the game. I wonder where's
somebody said they spent they were an original backer. They spent £200 on the game. I was one of the first Trent streamers on it. Then one day I said the game won't come out till 2018, 2020. I've been threatened, mocked, insulted, made ridicule on other streams because at that time the estimated release date was 2017. Over a period of 2 weeks, as I refused to take back my words, and they started fighting back and telling people that they were highly deluded if they thought the game would come out anytime soon, I almost lost all of my viewers. And look where we are now. I'm a loser streamer, but I was right. I'm not sure anyone wanted anything in that fight.
It's crazy.
man. I'm just saying, if this game's been in development for this long,
Look, I was saying, I was just giving you an example of scope creep. That's what happened to the game. I don't think they were trying to scam anybody. Again, you can play the game now, okay? I just don't think I can't necessarily call them a scam. It's just that they weren't realistic with their goals and how they manage the expectations of their subscribers. That's all.
they're like, hey,
All right.
y'all,
Next,
we're working on the building fund. So like, it gives Christian Church in the building fund.
Yeah, I know. Did we? Okay. Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man 2 has gone gold ahead of its release on the PS5.
Yeah, fuck all you Xbox users. Go play Lego Spider-Man, god damn it, because that's for us.
Again, like, can we talk about how lame console wars are, Bernard? What was that?
I mean,
Bro,
is this always? Don't do that because you the PC guy. You always on Activision, Blizzard, Microsoft, Steam.
I'm not on any of it. So first off, most PC players hate Blizzard. Okay, they hate Epic. All right, some of them do be jockeying Steam, but even then, we have issues with Steam as well. It's the machine itself that we're into. All right, and the freedom it gives us. But again, I'm not going to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, I don't want any PC games going to console." No one does that. That is a weird thing to do.
Samir, I got no problem with PC games going to console.
You just said it. Yeah, you just exactly. What is that? Why?
Samir, what? I'm talking about the system. I'm not talking about Microsoft PCs.
Right, but why don't you want Spider-Man on Xbox?
I mean, why couldn't we get Crackdown on PlayStation?
Okay.
Crackdown. I wanted to be a big burly cop to shoot up shit.
All right. Well, you didn't miss much. All right.
I mean, where's Sunset Overdrive on PlayStation?
Those are all Microsoft Studio games.
Exactly.
Right. I'm not saying that Spider-Man isn't a Sony Studio produced game. I'm saying why is the Venom? We know it's not going to the Xbox. It doesn't matter. It's just, but why the Venom? It's weird. Anyways, on that note, Alana Pierce, if you remember her, she was one of the personnel from IGN, and she used to do the Daily Fix and stuff like that. She is now a writer at Sony Santa Monica. So this is crazy thing that I saw on her stream, right? Apparently, somebody added they took her stream. She was playing Starfield, which is a Xbox exclusive Microsoft game, right? So she was playing Starfield, having a great time, and someone got in the comments like, "Oh, that's totally unprofessional because she works for Sony that she can't play any other games than Sony." And then they tried to at her boss on Twitter saying, "Hey, Alana Pierce is playing Starfield," and I'm like, "What is your?" Yeah, right. Like, what the amount of console fanboy is? It was embarrassing there. Like, who is this guy and how does he function? Weird. That's the strangest thing that people.
Help. He needs help. So now, I will give him some grace. If she was playing Starfield at work at the Sony office,
even if she was, even if she was,
then it's
that still be okay.
Nah. See, that's the Bow Wow story. So you know the Bow Wow story, right? When Bow Wow was doing like Mike.
Okay. I don't know the story.
Okay, so when Bow Wow was doing like Mike, he got to meet Michael Jordan and become friends with his kids. I don't remember whose shoes he was wearing. It might have been Allen Iverson's or somebody like that.
Okay.
Jordan said, "Don't you bring them shits in my house."
Evidence that's more evidence that Michael Jordan is a douchebag.
No, let me finish. No, he's not. You know why? Because he gave Bow Wow every single pair of Jordans that were available at the time. He just don't want them shoes in his house.
Why?
Because hey, man, it's Jordan. He take that shit personal.
Exactly.
I don't know if AI crossed him up on the court or what.
He did. But historically, he did. The point is,
but then again, bro, you can't tell people how to react. And that's
okay. That's fine.
It's like,
but you can't. And this is why it's a known fact that Michael Jordan is a douchebag. All right, you can't say that.
What,
oh no,
is it being petty or is it being a douchebag? Because perfect.
How old was Bow Wow? Was he like what 15 at the time? That's a goddamn child. Why are you being mean to a child?
He just said he wasn't being mean. He just said don't bring the shoes in my house.
That sounds
he
like
said you can't come in.
That's like you being mean to a child. Just
so
saying.
Samir,
anyway, yes,
Samir. Okay,
yes.
so no, we're gonna reflect this back to you now.
Okay, go on.
Dad. So I tell you, get your damn kids, get your quote unquote kids away from my computer.
Okay,
you being mean, Bernard. I don't know what you're talking about. Look at Emerson. She's just on the computer, having fun. Knocks over all the podcast equipment. Now if I would have kicked your cat, would I have been wrong?
She did.
Yeah, she did do that.
No, she did. You're exaggerating. She knocked over one piece of equipment, tiny little piece of equipment.
Samir,
it wasn't even a microphone. Yeah,
Samir. She knocked over everything. She knocked over the one piece of equipment that was plugged into everything. So all the microphones, I
don't recall that happening that way. If I'm mistaken, I think you're remembering it differently. You're exaggerating.
No, I am not exaggerating. I will tell you what episode it is right now, so you can go listen.
It's a title.
I do believe. No. You're thinking of I don't want your cat to get electrocuted. I'm talking about the episode where we reviewed the Batman. Hold on one second. No, episode 80. Stop slandering Costco, featuring Carl and Eric.
Yeah. I remember the episode because we had technical issues with the microphone because we couldn't figure out who the directionals.
Because Eric didn't turn on his mic.
Oh man!
I told everybody to turn on their mic. Eric don't.
Anyways, we get on topic. Anyways, point is, console fandom is silly. Buy what you want to, play on what you want to, but this weird exclusivity is weird. It's weird. All right. Next thing is the Marvels has an official budget of $270 million, making it one of the most expensive movies ever.
One of the most expensive Marvel movies ever.
Yes, Marvel Studios movies ever. So I think they can make this money. I want this movie to succeed. I love all the actors and characters involved. I want this movie to succeed. I will definitely be there day one premiere, and can't wait to do a review of this movie. It needs to hurt. This is one of my biggest movies of the year in terms of release. I can't wait for this movie to come out.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to see if I can find a list of the budgets for the most recent Marvel films.
I think Avengers was $250, if I'm not mistaken. The first Avengers was $250. Actually, I think Endgame was only $200. Right. Hang on, how much was Endgame?
No. Endgame was $400 million. Age of Ultron was $360. Infinity War was $300. The Marvels is $274. Love and Thunder, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Captain America: Civil War $250, and Avengers was $225.
Okay, so why is it? It's not that much. What's up with this post saying it's not really that? It's not that expensive then.
It's in the top 10, dude. It's number 4.
How many movies are they up to? It's in the top 10. It's number 4. Okay, that's pretty high. That's pretty high. Yeah. What are we up to? What's the past 30 movies, right? 30, 40?
34? Let me double check right now.
We might be more than that. 34?
Hey, I'll tell you in a second. Where is the Marvels? The Marvels will be 33. Yeah, I was right, 33.
Wow, okay. All right, and our last thing before we're going to get into our reviews is Microsoft's long-running pursuit of Activision Blizzard looks set to end in October after the UK finally approved the deal. So the deal for $69 billion buyout of Activision Blizzard looks like it's pretty much finalized and going through. So this is going to be a huge venture for Microsoft. So great bully for them. Yeah, monopolies.
Well, I also want to chime in on a few stories. So, Robert Kirkman, the creators of such comic books as Invincible and The Walking Dead, he said that the Invincible animated series can go for about 7 to 8 seasons.
I would love for that to be a thing.
Basically, that should be enough to adapt the entire comic. I mean, obviously, we're going to cut out a few fillers. For all you wrestling fans like me, SmackDown is officially coming back to USA with a new rights deal. So basically, it will be moving from Fox back to USA sometime October of next year. So, I mean, that way we can get a little bit more leniency. We can actually say asshole on the TV. We got our first look at Taylor Page, Kevin Bacon, Peter Dinklage, and Elijah Wood in The Toxic Avenger. Elijah Wood looks scary as shit.
Yeah, he was good.
And Samir actually posted this because he's just trying to get me to spend $200. It's like, why, bro? Why? So, just in time for the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who, hence the reason why we are rewatching Doctor Who, they will be releasing a modern series, complete series box set, which is going to be. Yeah, it does look good. I mean, it's $175, bro.
That's honestly. I honestly, I can. It looks like it's worth the money.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. But like I said, that's
$174. That's not that expensive.
So I'm trying to see how many Blu-rays. I mean, how many discs that is. So
it's a lot of discs.
Plus the specials. Seasons 1 through 4 are upscaled, so Eccleston and Tennant. There's a lot of bonus content. So there's an exclusive 60th anniversary 5-figure Titan set, and it has a numbered certificate of authenticity. So this will contain the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th Doctor, as well as the War Doctor in the future. Bro, you know how many discs this is? 58.
Okay.
That's a lot of Doctor Who, bro. I barely got room for like my collector's edition stuff. Like, I got the Big Bang Theory up there, and you can't even see it. Like, are you looking at my screen?
Yeah.
It is behind. You see that plate?
No.
There's a plate.
Yeah.
There's a plate like right close to the globe. The Big Bang Theory is behind there. So Smallville is in storage. I think those are the only two like complete series box sets I have, because everything else is like individual series. Because like Arrow's up there on the shelf, and the Flash and Supergirl and all of them. But I'm like, come on, man, that is ridiculous.
So okay, on the note of releases, so coming up in October 17th to be exact, they are releasing a anniversary edition of the Twilight Saga, like all the way through all films and all films and
nigga boo.
Are you booing it?
How are you gonna talk shit about Twilight to tell everybody that they're releasing the whole Twilight Forever?
I definitely talk shit about it because of all the reasons why you would, but I mean, it's weird that I don't know. It's so strange how people have issues with the intellectual property for a different demographic. Like, why do you hate Twilight, sir? I know why I know why I have beef with it, but why do you hate it?
I mean, bro, I get it. Stephanie Meyer was a Mormon, but that whole, I mean, looking back at the Twilight series, I'm just like, how did grown women enjoy this book that was obviously meant for like teenagers and young adults?
When something is easily digestible, you'd be surprised how quickly you ingest it. You don't have time to think about it. So that's why Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's why people love the 50s. Well, I mean, Harry Potter. It was always just
again
the whimsical.
Harry Potter is trash, dude. Look at the world building. Look at the character development. Everything is garbage. If you hold everything under scrutiny, and there you go. So you're still. That's what I'm saying. You don't like when people start doing your stuff, right? It's like you talk shit about Twilight, but to Stephanie Meyer is to vampires as J.K. Rowling is to wizards. There are so many other wizards and fantasy series that are way better at doing everything that J.K. Rowling did, but she got rich off of it. Same thing with Stephanie Meyer. There's tons of other vampire series that are way better, but she got rich off of it. That's it. That's the bottom line. Both series were easily digestible for the masses, and that's fine. I'm not going to sit there and just boo the thing that No,
well, Harry Potter was a book for children, not teenagers. It was a children's book. Twilight was for teenagers and young adults. So, I mean, obviously, Harry Potter has to be a little bit more digestible. You can't necessarily build a world in that.
No, pause, cap.
What? Okay, how?
Percy Jackson has way better world building, and it's for the same demographic. Nope. No. Same demographic. Exact same demographic as Harry Potter. Exact same demographic. People who read Harry Potter can just as easily read Percy Jackson.
You say so, man.
I do say so. All right, because I read both series. You look at the age group for Percy Jackson.
I was trying, bro. It says 10 plus.
10 years old. Okay, there you go. Bam. 10-year old and up can read those series. That is young. All right. So all I'm saying is that there's no excuse to have such shitty world building. She never explained how her magic works, how people are able to use the magic. Oh, here's another thing. She never explained the population.
Samir, okay, stop. We just did this last week. We're not doing a rehash of it, okay?
We didn't do this last week, did we?
We did it last week or 2 weeks ago.
No, we argued about it out of the podcast. We weren't recording when we argued about this last.
No. We definitely did.
And nigga, you scarred.
We did it recently. It might not have been within like the past 2 weeks, but I feel like we did it when SD was on the pod.
We talked about how shitty they are. I don't think we talked about overall why they're shitty. The point is,
no, I know there's an audio record of this somewhere.
The point is, both series, Twilight and Harry Potter, do not hold up under close scrutiny.
They're made for children. But we also got a release date for Percy Jackson, the Disney Plus series. That would be October 20th. So now we got to make up our minds. What are we watching first, Percy Jackson or Aquaman? Because they both come out the same day.
One's a series and one's a movie. So
what you want to do first? I mean, you want to get out your house and look at movies, or you want to sit on your ass?
We'll do both.
Watch Percy Jackson.
We'll do both. All right, we'll figure it out. We'll do both.
I mean, we're obviously going to do Percy Jackson first because, I mean, also depending on the recording schedule, and we like to give people a week to watch a movie. But yeah, so Amazon's trying to take all my money by going up in price by $2 and like, hey, here's a Doctor Who box set for $175. All right, so I guess we're reviewing Doctor Who first because that's what that's a nice, good transition into that. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just looking at something article on Reddit.
See? Get off my fucking Reddit. All right.
Why?
Because you're not paying attention.
I'm paying attention.
Awkward silence. All right.
What's awkward? You were just talking.
All right. Here we go. 10th Doctor Series 2. All right. So, Love and Monsters. What'd you think, man? Love and Monsters was the one with your girl, man, Moaning Myrtle.
Oh, yeah. That was her, wasn't it?
Yes, that was her.
That lady's old. I mean, she's old.
She's in her 50s now.
Right, no, she's old to act as a 12-year-old, which is funny.
Yeah, she was in her 30s. I mean, she was a ghost, dude. I mean, makeup not necessarily needed. Yeah, so Shirley Henderson is 57 at the moment. So when she did the Harry Potter movies, she was in her 30s. But yeah, so what you think of this episode with Elton Pope, in the Linda group, trying to find the doctor, then obviously, Victor Kennedy comes in.
I mean, I have nothing. I mean, honestly, I watched these in such quick succession. I kind of didn't get the justice one all the way.
You don't give yourself time to digest.
Right, like I read like these first two, like again, they were fine. And I mean, and then the whole bit with the TVs and everything, I guess that was there. I don't know. This is like a throwaway episode.
Bro, what are you talking about? You were thinking of the episode we reviewed last week.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You're thinking of the one with the wire. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
Like I said, they're running together. Dude, I binged the whole season almost. Like the last stretch, I just gummed it all through it.
Yeah, despite the fact that I said we're only watching 10 and 11, you're like, oh, I already watched them episodes. I'm like, wait, what? No! This is the one with Elton and the Absorber Crawl. He kept absorbing everybody and Linda.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was.
And Rose was getting hot in the pants and she was trying to fuck Elton.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, not Rose, Jackie.
Jackie's a trip.
Still got no words.
I still feel like this is a throwaway episode. That doesn't mean it's a good. Okay, it was an okay episode. It wasn't an issue. I didn't have any issues with it. I take no problems with it. Characters were there. I mean, I have no notes, to be honest. Other than that, what can I say about this episode? It doesn't add to the trajectory of the entire series as like the next few episodes do.
Okay, all right, fine. It was because Samir ain't got no more talking.
No, what do you have to say about it? What do you have to say about it, dude?
I like this episode because this episode actually kind of it does like a foreshadowing of a support group for people who either met the doctor or are trying to find the doctor. Because I actually forgot about this episode because, like I said, I watched Doctor Who maybe like 12 years ago at this point when I originally started. So like I remember bits and pieces. I know what happened to Rose and Mickey and everybody, but so at the end of Jodie's run, Graham and I can't remember old buddy's name. He couldn't ride a bicycle. They basically started a support group of people who were either companions with the doctor or kind of like met the doctor. So it was kind of like a new version of Linda. So I was like, oh, okay, that was a good episode. And I like the fact that they all basically became friends and they were just like, oh, screw what we were doing. And then this fat guy with eczema, which is worse than eczema, just comes in and just puts them on to work. But yeah, I mean, I wish Elton and Olivia would have had a better love story than him, being in love with a slab of pavement now because the doctor couldn't reverse what happened. But yeah, I thought that was a good episode. Fear Her. So this is actually the first time since I watched Doctor Who that they actually went into the future for something that was actually happening in real life. So this was around the time the 2000
Olympics?
When they no, because this was like 2004, 2005. So they had announced where like the 2008 and 2012 Olympics were going to be. And since, the show was mainly shot in London, so why not just do an episode where the Olympics are going on? This episode gave me legit Tales from the Hood vibes. But I don't know if you remember Tales from the Hood.
With the pictures?
Yes, with the boy, whatever he drew happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but slightly reversed because she was taking kids off the street and she took the doctor and Rose. And it was very creepy because an alien basically formed a symbiotic bond with her and didn't want to leave because it was absorbing her body heat.
Yeah, this episode was definitely more. I definitely like this episode more than the last one, for sure.
And this is actually the first time we actually see Rose actually more or less save the day. Because you got to remember,
she was
on her own.
Yeah, she was. I mean, she's always integral in every situation she's in, but she's not a accessory to the doctor in this situation. Yes.
Yeah. So thoroughly enjoyed that episode. All right. So let's get to the two-parter. Army of Ghosts. So how'd you feel about this one? You actually got your first actual appearance of Torchwood.
Yeah. So you get Torchwood, and it's the problem with Torchwood in this situation, they're this overarching planetary.
They're the Men in Black, basically.
But obviously the Doctor has a problem with how they're running things because they basically created this defense system that's indiscriminate and basically just blasting spaceships out of the sky and things like that. Yeah. So.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say?
No, you know what I was gonna say. I was saying, you see what they did. You see what they did on Christmas, and you just gonna say they were slavers, Bernard. They were.
Yeah, you don't negotiate with terrorists. So the issue is,
bro.
Yeah,
they possibly did. I said this last week because we keep talking about this every other week. They possibly performed genocide.
No, they didn't.
They were slavers. I know.
You can't. I mean, yeah, they don't got no humanity. I'm gonna quote Inglourious Basterds.
Age of Pain.
Inglourious Basterds. All right. The point. The issue is that there aren't often benevolent aliens on Earth, right? They're almost always acting out of pocket. And the crazy part is you can criticize Torchwood for its defense. Which, mind you, I'm not usually the guy to say, well, let's kill and ask questions later. But a lot of times, stuff come in there, they want to kill and they want to cultivate earth or harvest it, or just it's trying to hide out and it's doing it in some nefarious or damaging way, And then lo and behold, Cybermen pop up. And then the Daleks. And the Daleks come through, they want all the smoke. I'm like, what's going on? And Toy Story, they getting their ass whooped because, how you going to handle Daleks and Cybermen? You got these two.
Keep in mind, they didn't know what was going on every time they
activated because of the ghost.
The ghost. No, quote ghost.
The quote ghost, yeah.
Phasing through dimension. And they were like, oh, yeah, it's better her. And Jackie, they're like, oh, yeah, it's my dad. It's like, really? No. You wanted to be your dad. But it's
right. And it's cool because you have I'm bleeding both episodes together because we got Army of Ghosts and what's the next one?
Doomsday.
So they're pretty much they're back to the two parts. So basically, you have the juxtaposition of you have the two characters. You have Jackie and you have what's his face. He comes back. He lost his wife.
Mickey.
She lost her husband. Yeah.
Oh, Peter.
Yeah, Peter. He lost his wife. So they kind of have this bit of a reunion. They trauma bonded. Yeah, they trauma bonded because they're not each other's partner. They're totally different people from the persons they love. But
no. Jackie was the same. Peter was different.
Oh,
Peter was
Jackie.
Successful. Every little scheme that Peter wanted to do.
Can we talk about? Yo, it's like Jackie had Cap. She said there was no one else, and Mickey gave her this look like, bitch. Just last episode, she was trying to kill him.
She was trying to get in Elton's pants.
She got Elton, Eccleston Doctor. Did she come back to the Doctor? Did she try to get?
Oh no, she made out with him when they came back in the first part of this two-parter.
Right? Yeah. Now, so it's like Jackie, you was playing the field. Look, no judgment, but I judge you on the Cap. The line.
Oh wait. Also, keep in mind, the first time they came back. In the Christmas episode, remember some guy was sleeping at the house. That's why Tennant had on his robe.
Yeah. So Jackie, you tripping. All right, listen. no judgment. The guy's been dead for 8+ years.
Okay. Well, 15, she said. Okay. No, 18, because Rose was a baby. So, but keep in mind, she never actually had a permanent significant other. So that might have been what she meant.
Yeah, okay. So she separated the.
I mean, she still got to bust a nut.
All right, yeah. Like I said, no judgment. Yes, fine. All right, we weren't slut shaming. All right, it's just that when she said that, like there was no one else.
Mickey was like, have you ever seen the video of the TSA agent going through the lady's bag and he finds a dildo and he just looks at her like,
yeah, basically.
That's how Mickey was. Yeah, that's how Mickey was like, really. All right. So yeah, I like this man. These episodes always hit me because, for starters, we actually got our first appearance of Freema Agyeman as Adula Oshudi. So she is not Martha Jones in this episode, but they liked her so much they brought her back. So we will actually be getting her.
Yeah, she had the thing in the ear.
The Bluetooth headset. Yeah. But it actually, was a Cyberman node. So it sucks that she got murked, and I like the character, even though we didn't get that much time with her. I mean, we got to find out that she was smashing one of her coworkers, and everybody in the office knew. So it was like, come on, man, quit playing dumb. All right. So what you think of Yvonne Hartman, aka the leader of Torchwood? Because I felt like she needed to go. She ain't want to listen to the doctor. I mean, she eventually listened to the doctor, but I did it for Queen and Country. She came back with like all her, composure as a cyber person and murked them other ones. And she cried and a little bit of tar came out her eyelids and everything. And Samir texting his wife right now.
Yeah, sorry. She needed something from me. Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, okay, yeah. So, we're going back to the final scene, the conclusion of this episode. Yeah, that scene did get me because this is the send-off for Rose, Mickey, and Jackie. You're not going to see them anymore. And you
Will you?
dun, right? But that the notion that the Doctor can love a human is pretty much only ever been focused on Rose. Like that's the only one who's ever had that tension. Like was there any other romantic entanglement with the Doctor and the companion besides Rose and Tenant Doctor?
Okay, so I'm gonna stop you right there. I can only speak for modern Doctor Who because we obviously saw that Sarah Jane had a thing for the Doctor in the night school episode.
Right.
When it was Tom Baker, because we were like, bro, Tom Baker was looking rough. So who thought that was sexy in the 70s or whenever he was a Doctor? Okay, light spoiler. Martha kind of has a thing for the Doctor, but he's still at that point where he's still grieving over Rose. So you're going to see it all next season. Like, oh, look at me, hey, Doctor. But then Donna's basically like that person who becomes the Doctor's best friend. And I think Russell T Davies actually broke this down. So he said that Rose was the one the Doctor needed. Martha was the one the Doctor didn't want. And I think he said Donna was the Doctor's best friend. I might be paraphrasing, but dude, like this was an interview I watched like years ago, like when I started watching the Matt Smith stuff. So like when Doctor Who first started getting to HD, so like maybe like 2009, 2010.
Yeah, but like why he didn't want her? Like Martha Jones was she's cool.
Yeah, Freeman Adjuman's a baddie, still is. I was on the Instagram a few days ago. FREEMA AG.
I got her. Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, she is a baddie.
I don't know. But yeah, like I said, he was still dealing with the loss of Rose. And he also finds out a few things in not this season. It's Donna's season. Never mind. But yeah, he was still just dealing with the loss of Rose and
wasn't she in Sense8?
Yes, she was.
Oh, now I know. Okay. Yeah.
She was also on the Sex and the City prequel, The Carrie Diaries, as well.
She's in Dreamland. Did that get canceled?
Not that I'm aware of. Never even heard of it.
She's a star actually in that. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
UK series.
All right. So enough simping on Freeman Adjutant.
Adjuman.
Yeah. Adjutant.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, man, because these two episodes, these are like usually when Russell T Davies writes a two-parter, it'll hit you in the feels. So like,
this one does do that.
Destroyed a star to say goodbye, and didn't even get the chance to say "I love you too," because we all know that's what he was gonna say.
Yeah, I don't want to go. I'm not ready to go yet.
Yeah, I mean, and out of all the places, they went to Dalek Island, aka Bad Wolf Bay. So Samir actually got to see another future companion at the end of this episode who just randomly materialized in the TARDIS in a wedding dress, and that individual is Donna Noble, who we will be talking about in the 2006 Christmas special alongside. How do you want to do this? You want to do episodes 1 through 3 of series 3 with the Christmas special?
Yeah, we'll cram them together.
Yeah. Because I've usually been trying to keep it at 4 unless it's like a 2-parter. So next week, guys, we will be reviewing the 2006 Christmas special with the first appearance of Captain Tate, aka Donna Noble, in episodes 1 through 3.
Right. All right. So we're gonna move on to Ahsoka. This is a big one.
Yeah, this is a big one. A lot of people found it mid.
Who are these people?
Samir.
Who found it?
Not in Samir, calm down. As in the sense of lack of action. Okay, you gotta admit, coming from like episode 5, which was very intense, dramatically, thematically.
Okay, so who would call this episode mid, because it had so much tension and tone. The tonal shift in this series was so good and so well placed, and then the both drops. This show had 2 huge drops in it. Oh my god! And the implications in the
you're talking about Thrawn.
Not even Thrawn. I mean, hey, this is podcast. This episode's been out for a whole week. So listen, yeah, Thrawn and Ezra popping up in the same episode. Nah. Also, oh boy, I got so much to talk about this episode. All right, so yeah, Sabine.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah,
because I'm at this point, I'm just over Sabine. It's like, bro,
why over Sabine? Like she's making mistakes, yeah, but that makes her human.
Your master told you to do one thing and you couldn't do it, and now you sitting in a jail cell and you about to possibly get murked by two Jedi and
Force users. They're not Jedi armor. Anymore.
Yes, Force users. I obviously feel like Shin Hati is gonna switch sides because she's just like, oh, more witches. I can't stand these bitches. Like she in a Dr. Seuss novel.
I'm actually really interested in Shin Hati's character arc in this season, like where she's gonna end up.
Of course you are.
I hope she's gonna do. I hope they're gonna do something with her. And Balin Skull, like, dude, he's so cool. Like, oh my god, like I don't know, he's gonna die in some. He has to. Like, they have to take him out in some really cool way.
Yeah. So we actually, bro, how did you feel about the weird horse, dog, alligator hybrid thing that they were riding on? Because those things kind of creeped me out.
No, of course you hate animals.
No, it was just
they're like giant rat dogs. Yeah, giant rat dogs. They look very rat like and
it gave me horse, alligator, dog vibes.
Like, yeah, see, they look really cool. They look very adapted to the environment.
Like this was Shao Tucker's wet dream.
Yeah, they look cool to me.
Shit freaked me out, bro. I'm sorry.
Of course, yeah, because you hate animals.
I don't hate animals. Why do you keep saying that? Quit pushing that.
Because narrative. they were good boys. It's like when he was trying to follow her.
I never said he wasn't a good boy.
It was cute. It was cute.
Bro, he trying to eat the little crab man when she trying to get information.
Oh man, they have a prey drive. They can't. It's not their fault. That's like getting mad at your cat for eating a hamster. Okay, it happens. What? Nature's going to nature.
Wow. Have you seen a cat eat a hamster?
I've had cats dragging partially alive birds. I had a cat once that left a half-eaten pigeon on my rug. Like, I woke up Saturday morning and I'm like, I'm proud of you because that couldn't have been easy. But did you have to make a mess?
All right, man. Let's get back to the damn episode. So, Thrawn obviously ain't missing no meals.
So, funny story. Now, there's a lot of fan theories flying around. So, a couple things I want to point out with the whole Thrawn thing and his cadre of stormtroopers, his legion.
Cadre?
You know? Cadre. Right. So,
just fuck the English language, huh?
No, it's pronounced cadre.
It's cadre. C-A-D-R-E?
Yeah.
Cadre. I've never heard cadre in my damn life. Never heard cadre in my life.
Yeah, Google just said cadre. Go to Google. It says cadre. Although technically, I did use this incorrectly because it says small group, and that group is not small. So that was I did pronounce it correctly, but I did use it slightly incorrectly in context. With that being said, so his cadre is probably the opposite of Legion. If it's small group versus large group. So his stormtroopers, leave the Thrawn to have cool stormtroopers, right? Like, first off, the voice modulator was just chef's kiss. Also, their masks were just so cool. Like, and did you watch with your subtitles on? No. So it was they were called Death Troopers.
I know.
Yeah. So, like, I think the current theory is that they were resurrected by the Night Sisters / Mothers Force Mastery and how they brought them back from the dead. So they're like just walking corpses, apparently. That's what people think they are, guys. You know? So, and it makes sense because, but it makes sense. What if they're not eating? Like, how do you feed an army that big in a wasteland?
Go out hunting.
Right, but there's not much to eat. Like, how do you effectively feed that many people?
You ever saw the movie Alive?
No. Cannibalism? Yeah, that's not sustainable. That's not sustainable. Thrawn is too logical and pragmatic to waste his forces that way with cannibalism. Also, it's not healthy to do that. It's just going to cause a lot of health problems. If they go realistic,
Samir, it's a galaxy far, far away. There's never no such thing as realism besides people losing limbs.
People, they might get liver failure. All right, another thing. All right, Ezra, his reveal coming up. All right, first off, great cast, by the way. Did you look at his chainmail?
No, nigga.
So you noticed he had chainmail?
No, I was like, damn, they got some blue ass contacts for him.
All right, yo. So his chainmail is dog tags. I'm like, my guy is out here for 10 years, okay, murking the Death Troopers left and right and just snatch the chainmail.
I'm sorry. I'm
tags.
I'm gonna look at the character post real quick, see if I can notice that, because I did not notice that. All right, hopefully this loads fast enough. But,
I can share a picture with you if you want.
Either or. I mean, I already got Instagram open.
All right, it's in the chat in a second. Hang on.
I already got it up.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't want to play the video. I thought that was...
All right, just click on the link. Click on the link. You don't have to click on the link.
I got it already. I just clicked on it.
All right.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. So I don't know how many, he got a whole shirt's worth. Anyways, so their reunion is great. The only issue I have with this whole series/season is it feels like Dave Filoni decided to retract their relationship because they were leaning towards a romantic relationship and the Rebels.
Nah.
You don't think so?
Okay, so keep in mind, I never watched Rebels, but I've been listening to podcasts of people who have watched Rebels religiously who are also reviewing this show. Shout out to the Ringerverse. Apparently, Ezra basically friend zoned Sabine because at that hologram, he's like, "You're like a sister to me."
Right? Yeah. That's the first time we heard about that sister thing. Like all through Rebels, they had this weird butting ahead. They were always butting heads. They were calling each other's names, and there was always this chemistry there. Unless people are reading it wrong into it, I gotta go back and watch a scissor reel of their relationship. It looked like they were going to lean into it. And when he left, she was just broke up. I don't know. I don't know that you would do that for your brother. You could, but it looked like her lover was leaving her. That's all. I don't know. But that's a nitpick at this point because this episode was so good. All right? Mm-hmm. So, the Night Sisters. Let's talk about them. First off, it's great to see that the Night Sisters, he just expanded the lore significantly on the Night Sisters because they were always these mystical force users in the galaxy, right? Whatever, that's what they did.
You mean the Great Mothers?
Yeah, the Great Mothers of the Night Sisters. Yeah. So you have they're still Dathomirians. Like they settled on Dathomir from this galaxy apparently. Like this is their home galaxy, which is nuts. So like this galaxy that they're in now is where the Dathomirians are originally from. So Ventress Asajj and oh crap, what's baby girl's name from Jedi Survivor? I forgot her name.
I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember her name because I didn't get that far in Jedi Survivor because my copy got stolen.
Okay, well the first game too, Jedi Fallen Order. She's in that too. You get to see Dathomir,
I know, but I didn't know she came back. But bro, you know how long it's been since I fucking played Jedi Fallen Order?
The point is, she was in the game. She's one of the main cast. How you forget the whole game? What's wrong with you?
That was like 5 years ago. I remember that. I remember trying to fight Vader like an idiot. Didn't realize it. Oh, you gotta run.
You hurt my brain. Anyways, I digress. So I have a little bit of an issue. I'm wondering first off, I'm curious if they're going to expand on their motives as to why they're helping Thrawn, because them being subservient to him based on some arbitrary prophecy doesn't, at least for me, doesn't sit well with me. Like there are these badass matriarchs in this ancient race of Force users, and Thrawn come in Shanghai with a bunch of janky ass stormtroopers, and they're like, "Oh, he's gonna do something." Like, what are they hoping that he could do exactly? They haven't really expanded on that, but they might in the next episode because Thrawn is his motives and machinations are usually layered. So that's pretty cool that they got. Oh, he's done so well. Like, dude, Thrawn, spot on. His character is spot on. You have anything to add on this episode? I can go on all day how much I love this episode.
I mean, like I said, Thrawn ain't missing no meals. I mean, Lars Mikkelsen couldn't get in shape a little bit. I mean, you're supposed to be stranded on basically a deserted planet. You got the
I mean,
like I don't
he's getting all of the meals because he's the commander.
I really feel like his
Admiral
rank was bad.
Really, I didn't even notice.
Say Grand Admiral, get it right.
Yeah, he's a Grand Admiral. I didn't notice.
Yeah, looking back on the chainmail of the quote dog tags, how is that possible? He ain't have a lightsaber. But was Ezra just killing people with the Force?
Yes. You think a Jedi can't murk somebody without a lightsaber?
But obviously I don't think Ezra was even trying to fight.
By the end of Vegetables, Ezra was a badass.
I get that, but I'm just saying I don't think he spent 10 years trying to fight Death Troopers, and then
he had to defend them. They've been trying to find and kill him the whole time they were there.
Yeah, I guess. I ain't really got much to chime in on the Night Sisters. I already said my piece with Shin. This episode started to feel a little very meta-ish, especially with Hurang, narrating, telling Hu Yang, telling Ahsoka one of the stories a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Well, the galaxy they're in, it's been told as a legend. So there's stories about it.
I know, but obviously it was meant to, touch us because that's how every Star Wars franchise starts for the most part. Balin's speech about, this cycle of the Empire and the Jedi, that felt very meta because, technically that's been all three trilogies, more or less. Because you got the Empire and the Jedi, then you got the fall of the Jedi and the rise of the Empire, then the fall of the Empire, the rise of the Jedi, then you got the rise of the
First Order,
the fall of the Jedi. Yeah. But I like the episode. Like I said, I just saw like a lot of people just saying, we went from, high intense, emotion and action to this episode. Like I said, I didn't necessarily have any problems with it. I just really felt like we could have got a little bit more fleshed out about what Thrawn has been up to, but maybe we'll find that out next week.
He's been trying to get back. Like,
I get that, but how's this man been eating?
What do you mean? You can't eat things out there. Like, you can hunt. There's animals and flora and fauna. Like, how do you think Ezra's been alive? He's been eating the little shell people? No, he's been eating stuff. There's probably roots or berries and scarcity populated stuff. And there's probably like rats or rat-like creatures to eat, lizards.
Maybe. But yeah, I don't know. And Ahsoka Sabine needs to make up her mind. Is she going to be a Mandalorian or is she going to be a Jedi? Because
why can't she be both?
I get that, but obviously, I don't know if you've been kind of catching the overall deal with her for the whole season. She doesn't know what she wants to be. So she just uses what works for her at the moment. Like, perfect example, this episode.
Yeah.
Her Mandalorian weapons were working when she was getting ass kicked, so she had to go to the lightsaber. And perfect example, when she was fighting Shin in episode 4, lightsaber ain't work out, she had to go full Mandalorian.
Yeah. So, okay, so hang on. So
I know what you're about to say. I already know. Ahsoka doesn't want her to be a Jedi.
No, that's not even it. So if you go back further into this again, Rebels. So when
I'm not watching Rebels.
Okay. Well, when Kanan Jarrus trained her to use the Darksaber, he said, "Don't fight like a Jedi, fight like a Mandalorian. Use all your tools at your disposal." That was his teaching. Her first iteration of any Jedi training was that. All right, with a saber. So when her saber gets knocked out of her hand, she's going to pick up her blasters. That's a smart thing to do. When it's too close to choose a blaster, she's going to pull out a lightsaber. She put in the work. All right, she cooked them. All right, because that's what she's been trained to do. Okay.
All right. You got any more to chime in on this episode of the
No. 10 out of 10. No.
Why are you rating the episode? Stop doing that.
No, I'm doing it.
We're doing a serious overview rating. So you literally only rated the last 2 episodes. We did not rate 1 through 4.
Listen, sir, I did what I did, and I will not take it back. 10 out of 10.
All right. So we got one more thing to talk about because last week Samir went on a few too many rants. The week prior, we had SD on, so we got to talk about My Adventures with Superman because you just seemed confused, like you forgot we were going to talk about it.
So let's talk about that. I actually love. Okay, so full disclosure, I love this series overall. It's this series is like, God, it's like they took the animated Superman Adventures from the 90s and they basically just sprinkled on a whole bunch of bisexual panic. That's what this entire series is.
What?
You don't see that?
No.
My guy, you got the tomboy sporty Lois Lane. You got the jacked, impressionable golden retriever boyfriend Superman. Come on. You don't see that? And then you got the artsy vegan version of Jimmy Olsen. Not to mention all the villains. All the villains are freaking K-pop stuff. Like, dude, like you got Heatwave and Livewire. They're already shipping those two, by the way, on the internet. Okay? You didn't see you don't follow the show. This show has just
you mean Parasite?
No, not Parasite. Heatwave and Livewire. Those two they shipping those online.
Oh my god, I hate the internet sometimes.
Anyways, I digress. I love this iteration of Superman and their portrayal of all the characters pretty much. What's your vibe on this show so far?
I'm thoroughly enjoying the show. There are a few things that I would like for them to do, but they're kind of doing it in their own way. So instead of having Clark pretend to be a bumbling idiot, they're actually making him a bumbling idiot.
Yeah.
I am so sick and tired of the trope of the person finds out the secret and they get mad.
Okay, so here. Okay, I want to talk about this because we're a little late on this, but I want to give the Angry Blerds take on this situation. So when this dropped a month ago, when this happened, and people were a little upset. They got on the internet and they started trashing stuff, trashing the character, or trashing the writing, whatever. And then they immediately juxtaposed it to Invincible, which happened a year and a half ago at this point.
Yes.
Right. So here's the issue with Amber / Lois Lane in this same situation, more or less. It's not the same situation. Amber, all right, at this point, I've had a time to reflect on this and look back on it. That's just bad writing. It's bad. First off, it's unfair to the character, and it doesn't make any sense. Because at that point, she knew it was Mark at the college, but she laid into him for leaving them because why? And then when he comes back and says, "Hey, listen, I'm invincible," she says, "Yes, I know." Doesn't make any sense. All right, it makes her look
okay. So
go on.
It's the same trope that I'm sick and tired of. It's like
right, but
if you figure it out.
There's a way to handle it.
Perfect example. Yeah, there is a way to handle it, but you can either go about one of two ways of doing this. So you can either go the Jimmy way and just not acknowledge it until the person is ready to tell you, or you can go the Amber way and kind of pretend to do it, or even a third one. I'm throwing in a Hail Mary right now. You can go the Chloe Sullivan route where you actually find out and you don't say nothing until it's a life or death situation.
You could, all right. Also,
I'm sick and tired of what? I always got to bring Smallville into it somehow.
You do, yes. So look,
perfect. It's a perfect example. So it was season
yeah, but
4.
it's not as interesting that way. So I get here's the take on the two comparisons. That's why I don't compare the two of those. Right. So again, the way they handled Amber, because the way they built the whole relationship of Amber and why am I drawing a blank on Mark and Amber's relationship is doomed to fail because he's going to end up with Eve. So his relationship is pretty shitty.
Damn, spoiler alert for a 10-year-old comic.
All right, whatever. So it's like they kind of made Amber the disposable black girlfriend initially. So whatever, she's disposable. No one cares. And the way they handle her character is pretty much they built up Mark as the victim in that situation, which he kind of isn't because he dropped the ball a lot in the relationship. But the way they made it seem...
He was busy saving people.
Right, but that's fine. But the issue is the way they made it seem and how she learned his secret and how she used it against him was bad writing because it wasn't well thought out. It was pretty undercooked and messy messy writing.
No, she gaslit him. It wasn't
Right.
messy.
It is messy writing
like
because
how it was.
they didn't. But that's not what they intend. That they intend to do that though. When you intend to do something,
I think that is the intention. It's like
that wasn't
it's
the
like,
intent though.
You put 2 and 2 together, but you still don't feel
then
like
why
you're
didn't
good
then why
enough to tell your secret.
but why didn't she know? Why didn't she jump down his throat at the college? You left us behind. How did you run? Why did you? That makes no sense. Why would she do that?
Weren't there people around?
No, bad writing. But why was she? Why was she angry about that one thing? Why didn't she just let it slide to later?
I could have sworn there were people around when she went out.
There was. But why did she go off
at that same time? So at that same time, she could still be trying to protect his secret, despite the fact that he doesn't know that she
why
knows.
do it that way? Why do it that way? That's what I'm saying. You're trying to make allowances for their bad writing. That's what you're doing. Maybe they did this way. Maybe they did. No, that's dumb. Now let's talk about Adventures of Superman. The difference is the writing isn't messy. The characters are messy, and that's great. Lois is messy. All right, she's all over the place, and you love her for it. Clark is messy because he's a bit of a dope, and they're basically just being messy together, and that's good writing. Okay, you have a character who threw herself off a building to get him to admit something that's messy. It's manipulative and messy, and you're here for it. Okay, you have Clark.
I would have let it be street pizza if it was me. Honestly, it's like, bro, how dare you try to manipulate me into revealing? All right,
well, you have Clark.
I'm not comfortable revealing yet.
Right, there's a whole conversation to have about that. But you have Clark who wants to have his cake and eat it too. You want to have a relationship with Lois. You want to lead her on, but you don't want to tell her all these things about yourself, which you don't have to, but you're being messy.
And he's still trying to figure it out.
Right, and that's fine.
He doesn't have the answers.
But he's messy.
Like, perfect example, when they went on the date, or like their quote unquote first date again, when he took him to the ship, the obelisk, or whatever in the field, and he was like, I'm still trying to figure this out. So he doesn't even have all the answers. Bro, it's like if all of a sudden you got superpowers, put on a mask, and your wife doesn't know you're a superhero, but yet you're out gallivanting in the middle of the night and crap, she's going to possibly think you're cheating or doing something nefarious.
I think you shouldn't let it get to wife. If she's your wife, she should know. If you're married already and you get powers, you need to tell your wife immediately. Yo, this ass that fell on me, I got powers. Chemicals, whatever. Tell your spouse. If you got a spouse, they should know.
And congratulations, now they're in the danger zone. You're gonna end up with a fucking Jean Lauren stepping on your wife's brain waves on your brain grooves.
That's okay. I'll give her an out. Do you want to divorce? You can get a no, whatever. They don't have to stay with you, but they should know because they're your spouse. Look, I digress. The Adventures of Superman handled it way better because, again, the characters were messy and entertaining to watch as opposed to frustrating and messily written. That's the difference between that.
Sir, Amber's just a very messy character, and that's how she's always been written.
Messy.
I don't necessarily remember if she found out in the comic or if he told her.
He told her in the comic, and it was different. It was handled differently in the comic.
Okay, then yeah. I mean, it's been like almost 2 years since I watched that show. I might have to go back and rewatch it. But I mean, honestly, she kind of had to stay on brand because once again, she was out in public. So do you want her to just yell out, "I know you're invincible, Mark"?
No. Why did she get angry in the first place? That's the problem. It's like if you knew that was him and he left to save everybody. That's what they wanted to make her the bad guy. They wanted to make her the bad guy. They wanted to make Mark the victim.
Because she's the bad guy.
But there's a way to do that.
That doesn't necessarily make it messy.
It is messy.
What do you want her to do? You want her to jump in the way of one of the things?
No, she didn't have to do any of that. That's what I'm saying. They wrote it that way because that's what they wanted to, and it came off.
So I'm asking you,
it's messy.
How would you have written it?
She shouldn't have reacted at all to Mark at all. If that's the case, if she knew he was invincible and she saw how unavailable he was, fine, break up with him. He's a terrible boyfriend. Okay, but don't do what she did. All right, and act like, oh yeah, I knew the whole time. All right, no, don't jump down his throat for.
Did she say I knew the whole time? Because I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that.
She said she knew. She said she knew already. She said, "Yeah, I know you're invincible." Then why did you act like?
Yeah, I think
you didn't know.
Yeah, but I think she. Yeah, but maybe she didn't know at that time, and she started putting.
She knew at the college. She knew at the college. She knew.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that.
And it's just messy. It's just not written real. That's one thing I can call criticism about that first season of Invincible. Everything else was great, and that animation was a little wonky.
What's wrong with the animation, bro?
Well, they cut corners with the budget a little bit. They cut the right corners. The right corners were cut. So I hope they get a better budget to
keep in mind, y'all. We did a whole review on this 2 years ago.
Yeah,
he didn't say nothing about the animation in.
Well, Bernard, I can rewatch something and come back later with a different lens.
Did you rewatch Invincible?
Yeah, I watched it twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, what was I going to say? So the overarching story of this episode of this series, pretty good. You have General Lane and the makings of Checkmate with Amanda Waller and her Suicide Squad wannabes. Yeah, with Suicide Squad wannabe. Oh no, Commander Bones was referenced. Checkmate is referenced in this show.
I know.
Yeah, so I said
Bones.
Yeah, Director Bones. So I said so. Checkmate.
Bones is not Checkmate. Bones is
he was also part of Checkmate. Pre-crisis.
I don't know, but Amanda Waller is a bitch in every
iteration.
Except for Green Lantern.
Which Green Lantern?
Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern. She was played by Angela Bassett.
She didn't get a chance. That was a good cast, though. But she didn't get a chance to be. She didn't get a chance to be a bitch.
But hey, she was the only one. She didn't get a chance. All right. Monsieur Mala in the Brain.
Loved them. I love that they didn't. First off, I'm glad that they're not villains this time around, and I'm glad they didn't cut out their relationship. And I just loved it. Love it. They were so cute together.
It was kind of annoying, but it is.
Why?
Look, they can be all lovey-dovey, but I mean, come on, man.
Monsieur Mala in the Brain.
To not make them villains, I'm like, come on. That's like a cardinal sin. So they opened a wormhole and went to another universe, and then that led us with the Council of Lois's in Mxyzptlk. I did not like the character redesign of Mxyzptlk.
Okay, I actually did. I like his design. But then again, I'm kind of partial to this animation studio's aesthetic. So
look, I like Studio Mirror. They did Young Justice,
right? And I like the little space elf thing he had going on. And instead of the whole Mr. Magoo thing that Mrs. used to look like, so I kind of like this change. But that's just a personal preference. First off, like I like the Council of Lois's. I don't know why they were so mean. Like they were so mean. Like it was like Mean Girls.
Because they all came from universes where Superman was evil.
I know, but why were they so mean to that Lois? Like,
because they're battle hardened, and she's the only one who's never won a Pulitzer.
Yeah, I know. It's like
you ain't shit.
Exactly. It's like, okay, you can't sit with us.
She's the 10 dog. She's
exactly.
K9.
You can't sit with us. That's like Mean Girls. But I do like that episode. It was pretty great. What else? The
0 Day 2-parter.
That was fine.
Those were good episodes.
Vicky Vale. There we go. Yeah, Vicky Vale. She's a bitch.
It's Vicky Vale, dude. What you expect? The only time Vicky Vale isn't a bitch is in Batman '89.
Is that okay? That's the only time. That's the only time I ever see her.
No. You've read Vicky Vale before. When Bruce Wayne came back from his time travel trip in Batman, what was it when he found the Batman ink and everything?
Okay, but was she even has she been a love interest in recent decades?
Not necessarily a love interest, but she's always been around.
Okay, so that's because his most recent love interest in the last 15 to 20 years. I mean, you have Catwoman, Talia, slightly
Jezebel Jet.
Okay, Jezebel Jet. Sasha Bogart. She was an interesting love interest. I wish she stuck around.
Why do you always fuck up that lady's name, bro?
Bordeaux? I don't know. Bordeaux.
Yes, there you go. Like the wine.
Have they brought her back yet?
Fuck no. The fuck?
She was a very interesting character.
Don't nobody care about no.
I cared. She was a cool character. I read all of Checkmate.
Yeah, this from the guy who didn't buy Checkmate.
I like Checkmate. It was cool. All right, what do you have to say about this series? We're gonna grade this series this season. Oh, they got renewed.
I know they got renewed. I want to give it a 10, but I feel like I can't remember what episode it was. Oh, not. I'm giving it a 9.5 just because the first half of that episode where Lois puts two and two together and figures it out with Jimmy. Oh, my friends, they abandoned me.
That was
I'm a lone
cute.
wolf. I'm not a
like
lone
that.
wolf. You're a lone wolf like me. Flamebird.
I like that
Flamebird. I'm like.
I like that.
I'm glad Jimmy's a millionaire now because the Daily Planet bought Flamebird and it's kind of in continuity with the current DC universe. One thing you should really read Superman, dude. Jimmy's dating Silver Banshee.
Siobhan?
Yeah, got an apartment together and everything.
That's great. Is this the same one that used to be friends with Supergirl, or is that continuity already gone?
That continuity's gone, dude. I'm like, wait, what?
Stupid DC.
I forgot that was a thing.
It was a thing. Stupid DC.
Yeah, because that was what, New 52 or pre-Flashpoint? I can't remember.
New 52. It was New 52.
Yeah. No. A few things from the New 52 kind of lingered, but nothing really. We're back. We're back.
So basically,
just imagine those 8 years didn't happen.
Oh, exactly. No, everything you read does not matter. Just toss it out. And that's what we talked about.
Kind of, sort of like they did a Secret Wars where how they plucked Miles Morales from the Ultimate Universe and put him in the main. So Black Kid Flash is there. His father was obviously a Reverse Flash. There's a few things that they nitpicked and just brought over. Like Ivy Ho is the Flash of China, Batman of China and all that stuff. Yeah. So some of that, like I said, some of that stuff is still around, but not a lot of it.
Right. Anyways, right. So we have.
So what do you give the season?
I give it a 9.2.
Why?
But it could vary. It could vary. Well, I mean, the initial. This is all. At this point, it's all nitpicks. So the 8 points I took off, mostly nitpicks. Clark's power level is super inconsistent, right? Like crazy inconsistent. Like once they give him an ability, it's like it doesn't seem to exist until they need it in the story. Right.
That's another reason why I didn't give it a solid 10 because, all right, so we all know Clark eventually develops a majority of his powers in his youth. So super strength, childhood, speed and flight, preteen. Then you can kind of go the Smallville route. He gets everything else up pretty much up until like he's about 24. But when he was 24, they finally let him fly. So X-ray vision, super hearing, heat vision, Arctic breath, blah, 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 blah. I don't like the whole, he's 22 and, all of a sudden, who was in trouble in the first episode when he got the speed? Was it Lois?
Something like that. I can't remember.
It was either Lois or Jimmy was about to get crushed by the robot. And then, the super speed kicked in and more or less the same thing. It's like,
now, again, this is all nitpicks but it's like once he got the powers, like for instance, he got super hearing, right? Super hearing is a really, really good power for Superman. Like to hear and see things way outside of your scope is just overpowered. And I get that it's really hard to write around a character that can do that. It can literally hear everything at once and has to focus on not hearing everything. It's hard to write a character like that. So I can give them a pass. But some of the instances in that season, like, why didn't he hear that? It's like, that's what I'm, Well, I think he might have been the best episode.
I'll give him some grace because it was a newly developed power. So it's kind of like, did you ever see What Women Want?
I know of it.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, I know.
So basically, it was the same thing. Like, bro, he had to funnel it out until until he only heard what he wanted to hear. Like he was hearing dogs start saying, "I gotta poop." He was hearing female French poodle saying, "Monsieur, I have to poop." So yeah, I mean, that's a learning curve. But yeah, it's like little small things like that. Just give the man, let him already be set up and ready to go. But I get it. Alternate universe, things got to work the way they work, and whatever. So 9.5 for me, 9.2 for Samir. You got any more talking? Because this is like a long ass episode.
No, that's it. This just in. TheRightStuff.com got bought out by Crunchyroll and will cease to exist, I think, in like October 1st.
What the hell is the rightstuff.com?
October 10th. It's an anime merchandise retailer online, and they got bought out by Crunchyroll a while back, and they're going to cease to exist. It's going to migrate all the other stuff. So migrate all that stuff to Crunchyroll.com, their store. That's all. And yeah, we can close out.
Capitalism. All right, guys. This is Bernard, aka the Scarlet Spider,
and this is Samir, the King in Black.
And that was another episode of the Angry Blerds podcast.
Join us next time. Same Blerd channel, same Blerd network. Follow us on all of our platforms, and YouTube, Apple Music, SoundCloud.
You just be trying to find shit to say, because now you just all awkward and shit.
No, I'm waiting for you to. Do you want something to say something before we do our outro?
Bro, I literally started to add that into my be sure to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, check us out on YouTube, look at the clips on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. Samir?
All right, peace.
Right, you didn't go full Cyclops. You're supposed to go up higher. No, he did the Wakanda shit, right?
No, he did.
Can't remember what
He did this.
I don't know. Nigga getting his henshin on. Henshin to go, bitches. Oh, the Hasbro Pulsecon was, today at the time of this recording. So they are actually releasing a Spider-Man No Way Home set. So you can get Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, Amazing Spider-Man, and obviously Spider-Man. Tom Holland. You can also get MJ. They are also releasing a Star Wars Force Unleashed Starkiller figure with 2 Stormtroopers that also includes Lightning. They officially released the Master Morpher. It is on sale now for $70 or $65. But in order to get it, you have to be a Hasbro Pulse Premium member, which is $50, which is some bullshit. Because I would have bought 2 of those because they only limit you to 2.
All right,
they are also releasing a. Wait, I got a few more. They're releasing a Giant Man figure that's 24 inches tall. Detroit Steel from Iron Man. You can get a Captain Rex helmet. And Samir, they released Sabine's lightsaber.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But now we can leave.
All right.
Bye, y'all.